and on Saturdays by appointment. Pickup and delivery service is available. 583-0560. Wash only $15. Wash and interior $25. Wash plus wax plus interior $50. And full detail, talk with Tricky. Tricky's Car Wash, 430 Bay Street, 583-0560. Right behind Smart Lube off South 4th. Tricky's Car Wash.
Good morning to you folks. It's Monday. It's the 5th day of February. That's 020524 on your calendar. A sunny day, and 54 is our expected high, and a really good week that we have of weather today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Next chance of rain looks like it'll be sometime maybe Thursday night into Friday morning. Forecast is coming your way. News comes up here right now on The Joe Show.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
A Danville police officer will have his funeral on Thursday. 43-year-old Aaron Sparks died late last week after a battle with cancer. He had been a Danville police officer for the last 8 years and was a veteran of the United States Army. Visitation for Sparks will be Thursday from 4 until the time of the service at 6 o'clock at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Preston Pruitt Spurlin Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Lincoln County Schools has named their new Director of Special Education. Julie Ball was named the new Director of Special Education by Lincoln County Schools. She has a career in public education since 1996, where she was the district teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing for Pulaski County. She also recently served as the Assistant Director of Exceptional Children and Early Childhood for the Marion County School System. Mercer County says they're looking into alternate ambulance services after concerns were raised about the privately owned ambulance service that the county has contracted services with. WLEX has the story, including an incident that happened in December about a call that came in from a nursing home about a man who was vomiting and needed medical help. The crew on shift, however, was never made aware of the call, resulting in a 40-minute delay in response. Now WLEX reports the county is working on a certificate of need, which would allow them to launch a county-owned ambulance service or a contract with someone else. If you're interested in helping out with abused and neglected children in Lincoln and Garrett counties, you can sign up for the next CASA volunteer training. CASA volunteers are matched with children in the court system, and each volunteer visits their children monthly, talks with adults in the child's life, and also writes reports for the judge, essentially advocating for the child's needs. The training session requires 30 hours and begins on March the 5th. You can apply online at casaoflexington.org/apply. Legislation to protect frontline medical staff in case a mistake in care is made was heard in the committee. Keith West has more details on House Bill 159.
House Bill 159 would give blanket protection to medical staff from criminal penalties should a mistake be made in the care of a patient, but civil liability would still be in play. The bill's sponsor, Representative Jason Nemus of Louisville, explains the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a 17-line bill. It is designed to effectively codify common law with regard to criminal liability only, not civil liability. If there's any mistakes made, any negligence occurs, there's still civil liability available here. What this would say is effectively if a nurse or another healthcare worker made a mistake, that they wouldn't be criminally liable.
Reporting from the state capitol in Frankfort, I'm Keith West.
House Bill 159 passed out of a committee and now heads to the full House for consideration. I'm Joe Mathis.
Be prepared for what Mother Nature brings. Keep up to date with weather forecasts here every hour on WHIR.
Truth is more than a concept. It is what makes us different. Truth is where we start and where we finish. It is our curriculum and our extracurricular. It makes us a community, one that leads through serving. If you are looking for academic excellence in a Christ-centered environment, opportunity is closer than you may think. It is easy for you to join our community, Danville Christian Academy, engaging the truth, empowering the future.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or two or three or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by
It's brought to you by our friends over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the auto owners insurance company. Call Mark or Chris. They'd love to give you a free quote. Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, 236-6686. Sunshine on this Monday, a high of 54, low tonight 28. You get sunshine tomorrow, 50. Sunshine Wednesday, 57. Sunshine Thursday, and right up around 60 as a high. Right now it's 6:11 in the morning, 35 degrees here in Danville. Wind chill feels like 27. And it's Joe Show time. Let's rock and let's roll today, folks.
Say, look at JoJo.
Good morning to you, Danville and Boyle County. It's time for the Joe Show on 103.9 FM WHIR. Howdy, folks. Monday, February the 5th, and today is National Weatherman's Day on the Joe Show. How convenient. Weatherman's Day falls shortly after Groundhog Day, the day that we all have a clairvoyant rodent to predict the weather. Considering the land beaver's accuracy is usually off, why not make a day to commemorate our highly appreciated weather folks to fix it? National Weather Day, dedicated to John Jeffries, one of America's first weathermen. He was born on February 5th. This date's 1774. He kept weather records from 1774 to 1816. Today is National Weatherman's Day on the Joe Show. It's also National Chocolate Fondue Day. There's no specific reason why chocolate fondue has its own celebratory day, but that's not important, I guess. Chocolate Fondue Day. It's also National Weatherman's Day on this Monday, February the 5th edition of The Joe Show. 238-WHIR is your phone number to call in this morning. That's 238-9447. We start you off this morning, as we always do, playing the national anthem. It's brought to you by Bob Allen Motor Mall and the Hometown Radio Network.
The Bob Allen Motor Mall and Hometown Radio Network proudly honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Bob Allen Motor Mall, Hometown Radio Network team up every morning to honor America with the playing of the national anthem. Our phone number is 238-WHIR, 238-9447, and we'd love to have you on the radio right here on the Joe Show as we celebrate birthdays on this Monday, February the 5th morning. Our birthdays look like this. Happy birthday to these people. Randy Reese celebrates a birthday today. Happy birthday to Randy. He just got inducted, I think, last summer into the Kentucky High School Athletic Association Football Hall of Fame. State champion head coach Randy Reese. Cindy Millard having a birthday today as well. Happy birthday to Cindy.
Yep, we also have Lexi Young and Rashay Ford on the birthday list today. Phone number again is 238-WHIR. 4 names down on this February 5th, and we'd love to have more. If you want to call in, 238-WHIR to get your birthdays right here on The Joe Show. There you go, 238-9447. It's a Monday. It's the 5th day of February. Typical Monday morning show we have lined up for you this morning. First guest is on here at 7:20. That is Danville Lady Admiral head coach Judy Mason, who joins the show. We'll see what's going on with Coach Mason. We had that DCA Danville girl-boy doubleheader on Friday. That was a game that the Lady Warriors won over Danville. And we'll see what Coach Mason has to say this morning at 7:20. I'm sorry, I skipped over 7:10's actually our first guest. That's Daniel Elliott, our Boyle County and Casey County State Rep, who joins the show at 7:10 this morning. Then Coach Mason at 7:20. County Agents Corner this morning, 7:40. It is Mercer County week, so we cycle back around and have Linda McClanahan on this morning. That'll be at 7:40 this morning. Jeff Jewell joins the show at 7:50. We get an update from the Danville Boyle County Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce, Jeff Jewell, who's on here every morning on Monday mornings at 7:50. In the 8 o'clock hour this morning, we'll see if Ruby gives us a call in at 8:10. It's a Runner's Mom and More with Ruby Klein-Eaton. In the 9 o'clock hour this morning at 9:10, it's a Medicare Monday. Clark Hanna is expected to be back on the show this morning. We'll see what Clark has to talk about here at 9:10. And at 9:35 this morning, Ben Garant with The Gathering Place will join us, and we'll see what is going on there at A Gathering Place. A senior moment is what we name Ben's segment. That'll be at 9:35. That's the rundown of today's show. We'd love to have you on. Our phone number to call in this morning is 238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. Starting you off this morning, as we always do, taking a look at early morning sports. And here it is, an early morning sports update. A 76er star no longer in the MVP race. A former New York Jets lineman dies, and Doc Rivers will coach the All-Star game despite just one win. Those are the headlines on this Monday morning. I'm Joe Mathis, guiding you through these Monday morning sports, starting off in the NBA, where the 76er star Joel Embiid will have a corrective knee procedure this week to address an injury to the lateral meniscus in his left knee. Though there is no official timeline for the MVP of last season's absence, he is expected to miss an extended number of games, but the Sixers and Embiid are hopeful for a return this season. Embiid, who has an extensive injury history, sustained the meniscus injury in Tuesday's game against Golden State. He has been playing hurt for much of the season, has already missed 14 of the Sixers' 48 games this year. Embiid has been at the center of the NBA's new policy, which ties games played to eligibility for regular season awards and honors like the MVP and All-NBA. Starting with this season, a player must play in at least 65 of 82 games to be considered for regular season awards and honors. Before Embiid's injury, he was in danger of not playing in 65 amid an MVP-caliber season. The surgery and subsequent missed games will take him out of that MVP discussion. In the National Football League, a 3-time Pro Bowl tight end and wide receiver has died at the age of 75. Former New York Jets tight end wide receiver Richard Castor, who was selected for 3 Pro Bowls during his career, has died at the age of 75. He was a second-round pick out of Jacksonville State, for the Jets in 1970. He caught 322 passes for 5,515 yards and 45 touchdowns during his NFL career. Castor spent his first 8 seasons with the Jets and became a favorite target of Joe Namath. The 6'5", 228-pound Castor entered the league as a wide receiver who ran a 4.5 40-yard dash, but was later switched to tight end by Coach Weeb Eubank because of his combination of size and speed. Back to the NBA, win and you're in. That's what it took for Doc Rivers to be named the head coach of the East for the 2024 All-Star Game. The Milwaukee Bucks beat the Mavericks 129-117 on Saturday for Rivers' first win coaching All-Stars Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Damian Lillard. The victory brought the Bucks to 33-16 in the season, and locks the
Sunday. Hamlin grabbed the lead in the overtime restart for his fourth Clash victory. Kyle Busch was second and Ryan Blaney third. NASCAR heads to Daytona now to get ready for the next action on WHIR-FM. Super Bowl 50.
Hey, wait a minute there, Big Daddy. I was updating sports. Big Daddy climbed in there and started talking. All right, we'll get the Big Daddy sports in its full repertoire here coming up in just a bit. Right now it's 6:21. We do have a minute commercial break to hit up. We'll come back and we'll see what's gone on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. On this date in country music history, and give you some celebrity birthdays as well right after this here on The Joe Show.
Hi, folks. Mike Gay here. At Essity, we know that hygiene and health is the essence of well-being for every person at every stage of life. Essity is proud to be part of the Harrodsburg and Danville communities, providing good-paying jobs to our employees who make hand towels and tissue paper for people of all ages. If you'd like to join us, check out our website at essity.com. That's essity.com. essity.com.
Oh, it is so true. A nasty car don't run good. You want to make sure you get your car running great by looking great. Go to Thoroughbred Car Wash off Perryville Road, Danville. Your car will love you for it. Nothing better than a clean car from Thoroughbred Car Wash, Danville.
At the car wash. Working at the car wash, yeah.
That's Thoroughbred Car Wash in the Big Lot Shopping Center.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
Hey there, Jackie Boy, brought to you by the Big Deals online store. Go to hometownlive.net, shop and save on gift certificates and local businesses at big-time discounts. Save up to 50% every single day. The Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. You get sunshine, a high today 54, low tonight 28. 50 is the high tomorrow. 57 is the high on Wednesday. Right now, 6:23. It's 35 degrees. Our big deal in the hour today is a Pioneer Pond gift certificate. That's in Harrodsburg. $20 retail value. Yours for $12 on our Big Deals online store, and we have deals like that all over the website. HometownLive.net. Click on our Big Deals logo. Right now, 6:23 in the morning, 238 WHIR is your number to call in. Let's take a look at celebrities. 7 birthdays on this Monday, February the 5th. Those famous people having famous birthdays on this famous day, as one Charlie Perry would always say. Birthday party time. And here we go. Happy 53rd birthday today to country singer and songwriter Sarah Evans. She's known for her songs A Little Bit Stronger, Born to Fly, and I Could Not Ask for More. Here's a clip of Sarah Evans talking about loving to perform in small concerts because she came herself from a small town. 53 today.
1,200 people out on a farm, so I'm the real deal. All
that's small.
Country. That's why I just love doing these festivals and, seeing the people come, and they come from a long way.
Yeah, Sarah Evans, 53 years old today. Other birthdays include the late legendary Major League Baseball player. I think of him as the greatest to ever step foot in the baseball diamond. He would have been 90 years old today. Hank Aaron, known as the Hammer, he set a league record 755 career home runs, which stood from 1976 to 2007. He was a 25-time All-Star, a 4-time National League home run champion, 2-time National League batting champion, 1-time NL MVP throughout his 23-year career. MLB legend Hammer and Hank Aaron would have been 90 years old today. Wrestler Madison Rayne is 38, best known for her time in Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, where she was the Women's Knockout and Knockout Tag Team Champion. Madison Rayne, 38 years old today. And the late Beat Generation author William Burroughs would have had a birthday today. Would have been 110 if he was still with us. Naked Lunch, the Nova trilogy. He shot and killed his wife, Joan Vollmer, during a drunken party game at a Mexico City bar. What was apparently a drunken attempt at playing William Tell. William Burroughs would have had a birthday today as well. Birthdays, anniversaries, all day long this morning, right here on The Joe Show on WHIR Danville.
This day,
in country music. All right, then, folks, it was on this day, country music history, looking back at the year 1923 in Keithville, Louisiana, where Claude King was born, singer and songwriter, best known for his million-selling hit in 1962. It was on this day, country music history, in the year 1941 in Oklahoma, Henson Cargill was born, country music singer who had a big-time #1 hit in 1968, and it was on this date in 1962, the first day's recording sessions for Ray Charles's Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music took place at Capitol Studios in New York City. And that's what's gone on this date, February the 5th, in country music history. Starting off on this date, February 5th, back in 1923 in Keithville, Louisiana, where Claude King was born. We mentioned he's known for his 1962 #1 hit. This one right here.
They say don't go.
Oh, yeah.
On
Wolverton Mountain. Wolverton Mountain, written with Nashville veteran Merle Kilgore. The song itself is based on a real character, Clifton Clowers, an uncle of Kilgore's, who lived on Wolverton Mountain north of Morrilton, Arkansas. King died in 2013 at his home in Shreveport at the age of 90.
Her tender lips are sweeter than honey, and Wolverton Mountain protects her there. The bears and the birds tell Clifton Clowers.
Claude King, on this day, 1923, he would have been 101 years old today if he was still with us. On this day, 1941, the birthday of Henson Cargill. His big-time #1 hit happened in 1968 with this one.
Skip a rope, skip a rope. Oh, listen to the children while they play.
Skip a Rope went #1 in 1968. Cargill died in March of 2007.
Daddy hates mommy, mommy hates dad. Last night you should have heard the fight they had.
And it was on this day, country music history, in the year 1962. The first recording session for this album took place in New York City. Ray Charles' album, Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music, regarded by many as Charles's best album. Its lead single, I Can't Stop Loving You, became a huge hit on country music radio stations. And the record has now shipped over 500,000 copies in the U.S. alone.
So I'll just live my life.
Claude King, Henson Cargill, and Ray Charles have all made their mark on this day, February 5th, in country music history.
Those happy hours.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for health care can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medi-Share works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
An overnight shooting in Lexington Saturday night leaves one person injured. It was around 3 a.m. when police patrolling the area near the intersection of Eastland Drive and East New Circle Road say they saw a suspect in a car shoot at another car as the suspect then fled the scene in their vehicle. The victim was transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Detectives from the personal crimes section are investigating. More than a dozen people were arrested near Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport Friday morning while protesting the Israel-Hamas last war.
Members of the Louisville Ceasefire Coalition were out in front of RTX and Base Systems, which make components for fighter jets, naval guns, and other weapon systems used by the Israeli military. Protesters say they're drawing attention to the U.S. arms manufacturer's role in Israel's killings of Palestinians. Louisville Metro Police say 15 people were arrested, charged with trespass upon key infrastructure, a Class B misdemeanor.
That is Haley Hansen reporting. Kentucky State Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting that took place in Nelson County Saturday night. Bardstown Police responded to a Taco Bell at the intersection of Kentucky 245 and Frost Avenue around 8:30 that night, with the suspect, 47-year-old Brian Smith, arrested and charged for a previous outstanding warrant, in addition to new charges, which include disorderly conduct, menacing, wanton endangerment, and resisting arrest. There were no injuries during the incident, and it is not known if the officer or Smith fired the weapon. College basketball, 10th-ranked Kentucky falls to number 5 Tennessee at Rupp Arena 103-92, giving the Cats their second straight loss. Louisville gets its second conference win of the season, defeating Florida State at home 101-92, and Western Kentucky, a big winner over Middle Tennessee State at home 88-65. I'm Taryn Johnson.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atlas Energy. Being a gopher, I like to dig. That's what us gophers were born to do, along with eating plants, taunting groundskeepers, and listening to bluegrass music. And I especially enjoy digging around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and I get a headache. Ouch! After all, they're hard to miss since they can be buried anywhere. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. Makes me shaking my paws just thinking about it. You can avoid all of this by calling 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. Calling 811 will help protect your property, and more importantly, you. It's free, and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Hi, I'm Laura Richard from Ephraim McDowell Healthcare Foundation. Join us for Happy Heart Day on February 23, 2024 at Centenary Methodist Church. Enjoy breakout sessions with healthcare experts, a live food demonstration, and panel discussions moderated by heart attack survivor Larry Weathers. Learn about heart health challenges, enjoy lunch, and get a free health screening. Visit emhealth.org/happyheart for tickets and details. Visit emhealth.org/happyheart for tickets and details. See you there.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. A Danville police officer will have his funeral on Thursday. 43-year-old Aaron Sparks died late last week after a battle with cancer. He had been a Danville police officer for the last 8 years and was a veteran of the United States Army. Visitation for Sparks will be Thursday from 4 until the time of the service at 6 o'clock at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Preston Pruitt Spurlin Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Lincoln County Schools has named their new Director of Special Education. Julie Ball was named the new Director of Special Education by Lincoln County Schools. She has a career in public education since 1996, where she was the district teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing for Pulaski County. She also recently served as the Assistant Director of Exceptional Children and Early Childhood for the Marion County School System. Mercer County says they're looking into alternate ambulance services after concerns were raised about the privately owned ambulance service that the county has contracted services with. WLEX has the story, including an incident that happened in December about a call that came in from a nursing home about a man who was vomiting and needed medical help. The crew on shift, however, was never made aware of the call, resulting in a 40-minute delay in response. Now WLEX reports the county is working on a certificate of need, which would allow them to launch a county-owned ambulance service or a contract with someone else. If you're interested in helping out with abused and neglected children in Lincoln and Garrett counties, you can sign up for the next CASA volunteer training. CASA volunteers are matched with children in the court system, and each volunteer visits their children monthly, talks with adults in the child's life, and also writes reports for the judge, essentially advocating for the child's needs. The training session requires 30 hours and begins on March the 5th. You can apply online at casaoflexington.org/apply. Legislation to protect frontline medical staff in case a mistake in care is made was heard in the committee. Keith West has more details on House Bill 159.
House Bill 159 would give blanket protection to medical staff from criminal penalties should a mistake be made in the care of a patient, but civil liability would still be in play. The bill's sponsor, Representative Jason Nemus of Louisville, explains the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a 17-line bill. It is designed to effectively codify common law with regard to criminal liability only, not civil liability. If there's any mistakes made, any negligence occurs, there's still civil liability available here. What this would say is effectively if a nurse or another healthcare worker made a mistake, that they wouldn't be criminally liable.
Reporting from the state capitol in Frankfort, I'm Keith West.
House Bill 159 passed out of a committee and now heads to the full House for consideration. I'm Joe Mathis.
With Omaha Steaks, fall in love at first bite with their tender steaks, juicy burgers, air-chilled chicken, and more. For a limited time, go to omahasteaks.com/sizzle and get 4 free air-chilled boneless chicken breasts and 4 free rich, juicy boneless pork chops with your order. The Omaha Steaks experts make it easy to experience heartland perfection with favorites like their legendary mouth-watering butcher's cut filet mignon or top sirloin, plus the classic ultra-premium Omaha Steaks ground beef patties. No one comes close to matching this flavor, tenderness, and value. Visit omahasteaks.com/sizzle and get 4 air-chilled boneless chicken breasts and 4 boneless pork chops free with your order. You'll love every bite. It's Omaha Steaks guarantee. At omahasteaks.com/sizzle, score 4 free chicken breasts and 4 free pork chops with your order and start loving every bite today. But hurry, this offer won't last. Minimum purchase may apply.
Omaha Steaks, America's original butcher.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
Well, it's nice of you, Jack. Brought to you by ADA Heating and Air. Trust ADA to be there when you need them the most. ADA's always on the way. Call them 859-519-6382. ADA Heating and Air. Sunshine, a high today 54. A low tonight 28. Sunshine tomorrow, high of 50. Sunshine Wednesday 57. And around 60 is the high on Thursday. What a great day that's going to be. Right now, 6:38. It's 35 degrees in Danville. Wind chill feels like 27 here in Danville as you're waking up this morning. 238-WHIR is your phone number to call in. Here's Larry Vaught with Vaught's Views. Larry, what you got going on with you, buddy?
Vaught's Views on University of Kentucky Sports is on the air. Featuring 7-time Kentucky Sports Writer of the Year, Larry Vaught.
With all the NIL attention being focused on football and men's basketball, it's easy to forget that there are other athletes in other sports who are eligible to benefit from NIL dollars. That's why I was excited to hear about the W1974 NIL Collective that intends to empower female athletes at Kentucky with more NIL opportunities. The name pays tribute to a decision made by UK officials in 1974 to officially support women's sports teams and start the tradition of female athletics at Kentucky. Today, Kentucky has some of the nation's best female athletes. Kentucky won its first volleyball national championship 3 years ago. It has produced a WNBA first overall pick in Ryan Howard. Kentucky has had Olympic champions and world record holders in track and field. Gymnastics has become a consistent top 20 team and continues to get better.
Vaught's Views will return in a moment.
They're huge, and they're coming to the Kentucky Expo Center. Tractors bigger than your house. Hay balers the size of a Mack truck. Wheels taller than your living room. It's 1.2 million square feet of massive, powerful, heavy-duty farm equipment all under one roof. It's the National Farm Machinery Show, bringing the best in the field together. February 14th through the 17th. Visit farmmachineryshow.org for more information. Admission is free.
Kentucky softball coach Rachel Lawson recently admitted that her program was behind the NIL game, but is putting more emphasis on NIL now. She says it costs a lot of money to be competitive when trying to recruit a high-level pitcher, and Kentucky currently cannot compete in that area. With the help of the 1974 Collective, things could change for UK softball and all female athletes at Kentucky. Thanks to the new Collective, hopefully all female sports at UK will prosper even more.
Find more from Larry at yoursportsedge.com.
Larry Vaught, Vaught's Views, Mondays through Fridays in the Joe Show at this time at 6:40 in the morning. There is a Utah lawmaker making news right now. His name is Douglas Welton, and he has proposed a law that would mandate potty training for kindergartners. So kindergartners have to be potty trained to go to kindergarten, which I thought was kind of already the rule, but I guess in Utah, like, this would be like law. Like, you have to be potty trained. Can't have any missteps. I'm not sure how they would enforce this thing, but this is Douglas Welton. He is a lawmaker in Utah. Check out his political ad for this thing, potty training political ad.
There's only one Utah candidate who knows the importance of kindergartners being potty trained, and that's Representative Douglas Welton.
My opponent couldn't care less about kids being potty trained. In fact, I heard a rumor that he prefers that they aren't. Isn't it time somebody did something about it?
Yes, Douglas Welton will fight to potty train your kids.
My opponent thinks kindergartners can just squat down in the corner and do their business then and there, with no consequences whatsoever. I believe kids should go potty in the toilet. That's an America I want to live in.
So this election season, vote for the man who wants kids to be potty trained. Vote for Douglas Welton.
I'm Douglas Welton, and I approve this message. And I approve of kids going number 1 and number 2 in the potty and not in their pants.
Paid for by the committee to urge kindergartners to be potty trained.
There you go. Let's see what's going on in this morning's world of absolute good. Little good news action for you on this Monday morning. Are you tired of the gloom and doom that saturates your daily news? Well, of course you are, and I'm right there with you. These stories right here remind us of the silver lining in the cloud over all of our heads. My way of sharing the good news with you, and hopefully you'll go to the same for somebody else. Here's Floyd Kramer. A little good news action for you on this Monday morning, and here we go. Story number 1 coming from northern Kentucky. This story's been making its rounds on the nationwide headlines. A group of 30 staff members and former staffers from Jones Middle School in northern Kentucky, collectively known as the Jones 30, have won a $1 million Powerball prize. The group, which includes teachers, administrators, and a school nurse, have been playing the same number for years and recently matched 5 numbers, but not the Powerball, winning the game's second prize. They plan to split the winnings evenly and use it for practical expenses, paying down debt, vacationing, and they also intend to continue playing those same numbers going forward. Story number 2 coming from Houston, the Port of Houston, where the U.S. Coast Guard did some inspections at the Port of Houston and rescued a dog named Connie from a shipping container where she's believed to have been for over a week. The guardsmen provided the pup with immediate care before transferring her to a Pasadena animal shelter where she was dubbed Connie the Container Dog. Connie is now recuperating and up for adoption, offering her an opportunity for a new and loving home. And story number 3 coming from Minnesota, where a Minnesota State Patrol recently conducted a critical life-saving mission by transporting urgently needed blood platelets from St. Paul to a hospital in Morris, Minnesota. Blood platelets have a short shelf life, and small hospitals that don't have them on hand rely on operations like this to save lives. Troopers were able to make it the 170-mile trip in just 2 hours. The patient who received those platelets wished to remain anonymous, but it was successfully treated and has since been discharged from the hospital. The good news, Minnesota State Troopers form a relay to make life-saving delivery. A Coast Guard rescues a dog trapped in a shipping container for a week. And a group of 30 middle school staffers win $1 million Powerball prize. And that, my friends, is what's going on in the world of absolute good. $6:44 in the morning. It was really an insane weekend for NASCAR. The NASCAR duels were supposed to be held on Sunday, but with that life-threatening flooding in Los Angeles, they have it in the Coliseum. They had to move it up 24 hours, really in the snap of a finger. So suddenly, Saturday evening, there was racing on WHIR. If you were listening right here, you heard NASCAR racing. And because of that, I believe we have our first segment of MRN's Monday Morning Race Recap. And so I'm going to pot this up. It's every Monday morning at 6:45. It's 6:45 right now. If it's there, then we're going to have MRN's Monday Morning Race Recap every Monday.
It was northwest of Prague, which is in Lincoln.
Then I guess I'm wrong, because that's Doug Steffen's Good Day Show. So never mind. Forget that. We're just going to continue with a regular show then. We've got a quick look at sports coming your way here in just a second, and we have Silliness at Sunrise. We have, Planet of the Apps with Rick Dees. And we have the dad joke of the day as well. It's all coming up right after this here on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM. WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Waking you up with a little Justin Timberlake on this Monday morning. Time to get this morning started off. Get your cup of coffee. Let's rock and roll here.
Free Tan Week is here at Suntan City. This week only, everyone gets free tans.
When you have a big game coming up, there's plenty to look forward to. Tailgate parties, good times with friends, cheering on your team. So what's the best game plan for looking your best? Stop by Suntan City to score your free tan and get ready to glow like an MVP through all the action.
Hurry in. Free Tan Week is only for a limited time. Visit a salon today.
Let yourself shine at Suntan City.
The New Antioch Christian Church, located on Buckeye Road in Lancaster, is seeking a youth minister part-time on weekends. Pay is $250 per weekend. For more information, call Pastor Van McCord at 859-792-3085.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. People were
meniscus. A 76er star no longer in the MVP race. A former New York Jets lineman dies, and Doc Rivers will coach the All-Star game despite just one win. Those are the headlines on this Monday morning. I'm Joe Mathis, guiding you through these Monday morning sports, starting off in the NBA, where the 76er star Joel Embiid will have a corrective knee procedure this week to address an injury to the lateral meniscus in his left knee. Though there is no official timeline for the MVP of last season's absence, he is expected to miss an extended number of games, but the Sixers and Embiid are hopeful for a return this season. Embiid, who has an extensive injury history, sustained the meniscus injury in Tuesday's game against Golden State. He has been playing hurt for much of the season, has already missed 14 of the Sixers' 48 games this year. Embiid has been at the center of the NBA's new policy, which ties games played to eligibility for regular season awards and honors like the MVP and All-NBA. Starting with this season, a player must play in at least 65 of 82 games to be considered for regular season awards and honors. Before Embiid's injury, he was in danger of not playing in 65 amid an MVP-caliber season. The surgery and subsequent missed games will take him out of that MVP discussion. In the National Football League, a three-time Pro Bowl tight end and wide receiver has died at the age of 75. Former New York Jets tight end wide receiver Richard Castor, who was selected for 3 Pro Bowls during his career, has died at the age of 75. He was a second-round pick out of Jacksonville State, for the Jets in 1970. He caught 322 passes for 5,515 yards and 45 touchdowns during his NFL career. Castor spent his first 8 seasons with the Jets and became a favorite target of Joe Namath. The 6'5", 228-pound Castor entered the league as a wide receiver who ran a 4.5 40-yard dash, but was later switched to tight end by Coach Weeb Eubank because of his combination of size and speed. Back to the NBA, win and you're in. That's what it took for Doc Rivers to be named the head coach of the East for the 2024 All-Star Game. The Milwaukee Bucks beat the Mavericks 129-117 on Saturday for Rivers' first win coaching All-Stars Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard. The victory brought the Bucks to 33-16 in the season and locks the best eligible record in the Eastern Conference ahead of the midseason break, giving Rivers the All-Star coaching job. Milwaukee named Rivers as head coach just 2 weeks ago. The Bucks fired Adrian Griffin after 43 games. Those are the headlines on this Monday morning. I'm Joe Mathis for the Hometown Radio Network.
Lawson's Tractor 2, your local Kubota equipment dealer, wants to help you deliver a job done right. That's why they want you to know that the new Kubota inventory is arriving daily. You have work to do. They have the reliability and durability and versatile lineup to help you do it all. Visit Lawson's Tractor 2 today for all your equipment needs. Lawson's Tractor 2, 4 miles south of Danville on Highway 127, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday, 8 to noon. Lawson's Tractor 2.
I remember growing up as a kid, no one liked going to town like I did. We always had to stop at Burke's Bakery, me and Dad. The smell of the bread and the home-baked pies put a big hunger compassion, goodness, and hospitality. Burke's Bakery.
Main Street across from Constitution Square, Danville.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at Coel Collision Center here in Danville. They're on Lebanon Road. After a wreck, tell the tow truck driver, take your vehicle to the experts, Brent and Devin. At Coel Collision Center, Lebanon Road in Danville. Sunny skies and a high today, 54. A low tonight, 28. Sunshine tomorrow, 50. Sunshine Wednesday, 57. 60 is your high on Thursday. And chance of rain showers Friday, but it's staying warm. 60 is your high. It's 6:51 in the morning right now, 35 degrees. Wind chill is at 27 as you all are getting this Monday morning. Started off February the 5th, 0524. Let's start you off our Silliness at Sunrise segment with the dad joke of the day.
Dad joke of the day.
All right, here we go. 100% hilarious, so bad they're good. Warning, these may make you cringe. It's your dad joke of the day. What type of dog does magic tricks? What type of dog does magic tricks? How about a labracadabrador? Come on. You gotta admit that one's okay. There you go. Your dad joke of the day, a labracadabrador.
Welcome to the planet of the apps. Okay, now it's obvious we're not drinking enough water. I noticed where Tom Brady drinks before he starts his day. He drinks almost a gallon of water. Is that true? Anyway, maybe he has the app Drink Water Reminder. It's called Drink Water Reminder. And to get started, you select a gender, a weight. We're talking about yours, of course. And just put something in. It'll create it for you. And based on your weight and all that information and your body graphics, it starts to develop what you need and when you need it. You can choose the amount of water each time, and as a water tracker, if you're busy, you look and it gives you a reminder saying, you haven't had very much water today, you're going to get some cramps. You're not going to thank yourself. That's why you have Drink Water Reminder. And the benefits of drinking water: weight loss, healthy skin, reduced fatigue, diseases, on and on and on. So download it. I think you're going to use it. We do. Drink Water Reminder in the App Store, free. Right here with Rick Dees and this molten magma every day. We call it the Planet of the Apps.
Hey there, Rick Dees. The Planet of the Apps, Mondays through Fridays, and the Joe Show at this time. Cheers to that, Rick Dees. As I have me a cup of water. It's in a Pepsi cup, so if you're watching the live stream on Facebook and you see me holding up a cup that says Pepsi, this has got water in it. All right, this is not Pepsi, so I'm fooling you here. You can't judge a book by its cover, right? Just because it's a Pepsi cup doesn't mean it's Pepsi in it. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Silliness at Sunrise in the country comic spotlight. Ken Kington is in the spotlight. Ken Kington, who says, we were all lied to as children that we can't be whatever we set our mind to be. Ken Kington in the country comic spotlight. Here he is.
Well, show of hands, how many of you heard the phrase growing up, you can be anything you want to be? Did you hear that? Yeah, what a crock that turned out to be. I wanted to play in the NBA. Turns out I'm short, I'm slow, and I can't jump. Not a good resume, but it wasn't bad. We were middle school. And my best friend, I'll call him Alan, because that was his name. And they said, you can be anything you want. And he's like, dude, I'm going to be a model. And I'm like, dude, you're ugly. You can't be whatever you want to be. I actually did an event with the NBA a few years ago, met Shaquille O'Neal. You guys know who Shaq is, right? And I walked away, I started dying laughing. My buddy said, what's so funny? I said, what if they told Shaq that growing up? You be anything you want to be. No, he can't. What if Shaq's dream in life is to be a professional horse jockey? Imagine those horses. Oh! And you start learning it through life. Like, I worked fast food as a teenager. Anybody else work fast food? Yes, these are my people. Never give fast food workers a hard time. I don't care what you got, what happened, don't give them a hard time. I was in line behind a guy the other day, and he's just like, just reaming the poor little girl, going, "Son, no pickles on the sandwich. You take it, don't just take the pickles off. You give me the sandwich." This girl's in tears, like, "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry." And she goes back there, and I'm thinking, I didn't say it, but I want to go, "Dude, you paid $5. You got food in a bag. Be happy." But I didn't, because if you've ever worked for fast food, you know this happened. I don't know what was on his sandwich when it went behind the counter. He's not going to want what's on it when it comes back. I'm just saying.
Ken Kington in the Country Comic Spotlight, Rick Dees in this morning's Planet of the Apps, and, of course, the dad joke of the day. It's 6:56. It's 35 degrees here in Danville, and we've got a quick commercial break. Come back, and we'll finish up the 6 o'clock hour. Did you watch the Grammys last night? I found out at about 10 o'clock in the evening the Grammys were going on, so I did not watch the Grammys. Not that I would have watched even if I knew.
The Boyle County Health Department, preventative care for a better future. Viruses that cause respiratory diseases, like ones that cause COVID-19, flu, RSV, and pneumonia, are usually spread in the fall and winter. Staying up to date on routine vaccinations is the best way to protect the body from serious complications caused by these 4 illnesses. These vaccinations may even be given on the same day. Please contact the Boyle County Health Department at 859-236-2053 to discuss eligibility. Vaccinations are important to keep yourself and family healthy.
Our goal remains to raise a ninth man.
Your Kentucky Wildcats are on the road to number 9. Hear every second of the action right here.
This is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.
It's all right here on this UK Sports Network station. Your home for the Cats and the hits is WRNZ-FM Z105. Go Cats!
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
6:57 in the morning. It is 35 degrees. Yeah, the Grammys were held last night. And it was a big night for an artist who has now become a lightning rod. Taylor Swift had a huge night last night at the Grammys. And Grammy winners last night. Phoebe Bridgers was a big-time winner as well. Miley Cyrus was a winner. Taylor Swift made Grammy history, though, after she won Album of the Year for Midnights and was the first singer to win that category 4 times. So regardless of what you think about her or don't think about her or whatever it may be, she's a history maker. 4 Grammy wins for 4 different albums of the year. Remarkable stuff. And she didn't stop there. During the winning speech for her while accepting the award for Best Pop Vocal Album, she then announced a big-time thing that she was going to come out with a new album that was going to be dropping on April the 19th.
I want to say thank you to the fans by telling you a secret that I've been keeping from you for the last 2 years, which is that my brand new album comes out April 19th. It's called The Tortured Poets Department. I'm going to go and post the cover right now backstage.
There you go. The Tortured Poets Department from Taylor Swift will come out on April the 19th. Miley Cyrus, I mentioned Record of the Year for Flowers. Phoebe Bridgers won 4 trophies, if we include the 3 that she got with her band Boy Genius. Killer Mike was seemingly arrested before the show even began. SZA and Dua Lipa showed off new music. There was a lot that happened last night at the 66th Annual Grammy Awards, if you were able to catch that. I saw someone on Facebook say it was awfully boring. So hopefully you enjoyed it. 7 o'clock in the morning, here's news.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio. I'm Michael Kastner. Former President Donald Trump says it will be a little while before he selects a running mate, but he did mention some names who are and aren't under consideration. More from Mark Mayfield.
Speaking on Fox Sunday Morning Futures, Trump said he talks to everybody and has a lot of good people in mind. He singled out South Carolina Senator and former GOP presidential candidate Tim Scott, saying he told Scott he's a much better candidate for Trump than he was for himself. Trump said he also likes South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, who he said commented publicly she would never run against him because she could never beat him. Despite reports that the Trump campaign reached out to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Trump said it never happened. I'm Mark Mayfield.
A long-awaited bipartisan deal to secure the U.S.-Mexico border and provide aid to Ukraine has been unveiled. The full bill totals just under $120 billion, with roughly $20 billion going towards a border. It provides aid to Israel and Ukraine, as well as other foreign policy priorities. In the deal, asylum screenings would be raised, with the practice known as catch and release done away with. A storm that's been hitting much of California hard is expected to bring dangerous conditions to Orange County and San Diego today and tomorrow. Meteorologist Michelle Grossman.
The bullseye will be Southern California. Los Angeles could see an additional 3 to 5 inches of rain. When it's all said and done, some spots in the highest peaks of the mountains could see 14 inches of rain, and then some mountains could see 4 feet of snow. So this is a lot of moisture. We're seeing power outages. We're seeing evacuations right now, mudslides, also debris flows.
8 Southern California counties have been placed under a state of emergency with a risk of flooding and high winds. The National Weather Service called Sunday one of the most dramatic weather days in recent history. Stock futures are little changed ahead of a busy week of corporate earnings reports. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at
Saturday Night Live is making fun of Chicago for passing a resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. During SNL's Weekend Update segment Saturday, Michael Che joked about the controversial measure.
Chicago became the largest U.S. city to call for a ceasefire in Gaza, and in return, Gaza called for a ceasefire in Chicago.
The city council approved the resolution last week when Mayor Brandon Johnson cast the tie-breaking vote following a heated debate. Drivers of General Motors vehicles that were recalled last May over concerns the airbags could send shrapnel into the cabin are frustrated and angry there is still no fix. Among them is Kelly Root of Berry County, whose 2017 Chevrolet Traverse was among the over 457,000 vehicles recalled from model years 2014 through 2017, and says she's worried to drive to Grand Rapids or Lansing due to the issue.
It's got to be fixed. You can't just let us drive around in a car that, you know, the metal fragments can come out of the airbag if it's deployed and hit you in the neck and the face, or, you know, the kids in the back seat.
She's been to several dealerships asking when the fix would be available and has not received an answer, while GM says they're working with suppliers to make the replacement parts available as soon as possible. They don't have a date estimate. For the first time in 3 weeks, a movie in its opening week tops the box office. Trey Thomas with more.
You and I, we're not so different. Agent Argyle.
Little help? Hold on.
The spy action comedy Argyle took in an estimated $18 million over the weekend. Another debut came in second as The Chosen Season 4, Episodes 1 through 3 made just over $6 million. The Beekeeper, Wonka, and Migration round out the top 5.
Michael Kastner, NBC News.
Lee's Famous Recipe of Danville is honored to have served this community since 1972. They're excited to announce they are offering even more $5.99 lunch specials. Choose from Lee's 2-piece breast strip, 2-piece dark chicken, chicken slider, or a barbecue chicken sandwich. All specials come with a side of your choice along with a regular drink and an apple pie or cookie. Wednesday's Customer Appreciation Day. Come on in and ask for the Wednesday special. 3 pieces of famous crispy or strips, 2 sides of your choice, hot homestyle buttermilk biscuit, all $1 off the regular price. Don't feel like cooking tonight? Try one of their family meals. They come in options of 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece selections with your choice of sides. They specialize in catering, so if you need to cater a wedding, office party, funeral, birthday party, or any other special event, call them at 859-236-8777, 236-8777 for a free quote. Let them do all the work for you. They're located at 610 South 4th Street. Drive through or come on in. Lee's Famous Recipe, serving the best chicken in Danville for over 40 years.
Good morning to you. It's Monday. It's the 5th day of February. That's 020524 on your calendar, a day where we get sunshine, and we do have the mid to upper 50s as our high today. Forecast is coming up, but news is brought to you by Stewart Powell Ford, and that comes right now.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore, General Manager at Stewart Powell Ford Mazda here in Danville, where we make it easy to do business with us. I want to let you know that we are now offering free pickup and delivery in our quick lane within 20 miles of Danville. Give us a call at 859-238-1190. We will schedule your vehicle for pickup, perform the service requested, and return it to you.
Come to Stewart Powell. We can do business. Stewart Powell.
Ford Lincoln Mazda. This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. A Danville police officer will have his funeral on Thursday. 43-year-old Aaron Sparks died late last week after a battle with cancer. He had been a Danville police officer for the last 8 years and was a veteran of the United States Army. Visitation for Sparks will be Thursday from 4 until the time of the service at 6 o'clock at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Preston Pruitt Spurlin Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Lincoln County Schools has named their new Director of Special Education. Julie Ball was named the new Director of Special Education by Lincoln County Schools. She has a career in public education since 1996, where she was the district teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing for Pulaski County. She also recently served as the Assistant Director of Exceptional Children and Early Childhood for the Marion County School System. Mercer County says they're looking into alternate ambulance services after concerns were raised about the privately owned ambulance service that the county has contracted services with. WLEX has the story, including an incident that happened in December about a call that came in from a nursing home about a man who was vomiting and needed medical help. The crew on shift, however, was never made aware of the call, resulting in a 40-minute delay in response. Now WLEX reports the county is working on a certificate of need, which would allow them to launch a county-owned ambulance service or a contract with someone else. If you're interested in helping out with abused and neglected children in Lincoln and Garrett counties, you can sign up for the next CASA volunteer training. CASA volunteers are matched with children in the court system, and each volunteer visits their children monthly, talks with adults in the child's life, and also writes reports for the judge, essentially advocating for the child's needs. The training session requires 30 hours and begins on March the 5th. You can apply online at casaoflexington.org/apply. Legislation to protect frontline medical staff in case a mistake in care is made was heard in the committee. Keith West has more details on House Bill 159.
House Bill 159 would give blanket protection to medical staff from criminal penalties should a mistake be made in the care of a patient, but civil liability would still be in play. The bill's sponsor, Representative Jason Nemus of Louisville, explains the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a 17-line bill. It is designed to effectively codify common law with regard to criminal liability only, not civil liability. If there's any mistakes made, any negligence occurs, there's still civil liability available here. What this would say is effectively if a nurse or another healthcare worker made a mistake, that they wouldn't be criminally liable.
Reporting from the state capitol in Frankfort, I'm Keith West.
House Bill 159 passed out of a committee and now heads to the full House for consideration. I'm Joe Mathis.
This morning's local news was a service of Stuart Powell Ford Lincoln Mazda on the bypass in Danville and online at stuartpowell.com.
Going out of town or anywhere in the world? Stay in touch with WHIR on the internet at hometownlive.net. Powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for health care can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, then, Jack. It's brought to you by our friends over at Cattleman's Roadhouse. Treat yourself to a delicious meal at Cattleman's with their burgers. Are all natural beef, certified, humanely raised, never any antibiotics. Cattleman's Roadhouse, Danville Bypass. A great steak truly is just the beginning. Sunshine, a high of 54. A low tonight, 28. Sunshine tomorrow and 50. Sunshine Wednesday and 57. Right now it's 7:11 in the morning, and we are joined on the show by Boyle and Casey County State Representative Daniel Elliott. Good morning, Daniel. How are you?
Hey, Joe. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you being on here this morning, Daniel, and updating us on what's going on there at the state capitol. And Daniel does that every Monday through Friday at 7:10 during the legislative session. So, Daniel, tell us what happened there on Friday.
Joe, we had two bills. Both of them passed, I think, unanimously on Friday morning. One was related to updating our military definitions to include the Space Force in our state statutes, and to also approve a compact related to military children and their ability to transfer educational credits K through 12, under when they come into the state.
Okay.
The other bill was related to step therapy with, I believe the term was biosimilar medications, which and how insureds would use those medications or those therapies prior to using prescription meds. And I think that passed 91-0. So,
okay.
Just very bipartisan legislation that we looked at on Friday.
Speaking of meds, Daniel, there's a bill that's making some news right now, House Bill 594. I'm sorry, it's not 594. I don't know what House Bill number it is. It says 594 bills have been introduced, and I misread that. So it's a House bill, and the guy who filed it is one of your cohorts from London. His name is Derek Lewis, and it essentially brings attention to the advertisement of pharmaceutical drugs directly to the public. Now, Representative Lewis has said he actually does not even want this bill to become law, but he's filed it to just kind of bring attention to this. And, oftentimes he says if you watch commercials, you see or you hear all the drug interactions that, don't take this, don't take that, but there's no way to list them all because it would take up the entire minute of the ad. And so he's basically saying that he just wants to bring it to the public's attention, the advertising of pharmaceuticals and drugs and things of that nature, but he doesn't want it to become law. Daniel, how often does that happen where you file a bill, you don't want it to become law necessarily, you just want to kind of use it to bring attention about a matter?
I don't think that happens all that often, at least with most people that are filing legislation. I hadn't heard about this particular bill. I know he owns a couple of pharmacies.
Yeah, Owns 3 of them.
And so he's, I have heard criticism over the years of some of the advertising and medications just because, you have people at that point running to the doctor saying, oh, I need this medication, when, the doctor obviously needs to be the one to make that call for an individual. But I have heard, the criticism of sort of the mass marketing of prescription medication, but no, I that's not typical for sure to do that.
Daniel, anything else you expect to happen this week? Any bills you think you want to tackle this week?
It's a good question, Joe. I mean, I think we'll continue to, at least in judiciary, work on bills that are, pretty bipartisan and, very practical bills, at least in my committee, that won't make a lot of news or a lot of noise. Although I did hear a report on a bill that we passed through the committee on healthcare worker criminal immunity.
Yeah.
I heard that report as I called in, so that one did, I guess, make the news. But, I know the House Bill 2 has been filed, which is a constitutional amendment related to school choice and allowing the public to vote on whether or not the public funds can go to private schools. That will come up at some point, I think, this session. I don't know, when, but I think that will be one that makes it into the news and gets a lot of debate for sure.
Boyle County, Casey County State Rep Daniel Elliott. What about the budget, Daniel? What's the next step in the budget?
Yeah, it'll go to the Senate Appropriations Committee, and so then they'll amend it and send it down to the Senate floor. And, of course, it'll be different. It always is. And then once they pass it, then they'll set up a conference committee to iron out the differences.
Okay.
But typically the history of that has been with the Senate is that, that'll be, several days down the road before they begin to look at a lot of that.
Okay.
It's my experience has been it's never been something that's, say, completed on day 40.
Okay.
It's as it's always later in the session when that is done, sometimes right up against the deadline of the veto period.
When does the veto period start, Daniel?
It's in March, Joe, and I don't have the date right off my head.
Okay.
The veto period is actually in probably mid-March.
Okay, and that's like a 7-day period or something, or 5-day period?
It's usually between like 10 days, okay. 10 to 14 days typically on the calendar.
And then you all come back for 2 or 3 days and can override any of those vetoes, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have, we have, 2 days in April that would concurrence days. Those are called the last 2 days. And then we do have a period of days that are called, veto override days. So that's right.
Boyle County, Casey County State Rep Daniel Elliott. Daniel, we appreciate you being on. You have safe travels to Frankfort today. You all usually gavel in the afternoon on Mondays, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 4 o'clock.
So 4 o'clock start time. Daniel, appreciate it. We'll talk to you again tomorrow morning, okay?
Thanks, Joe.
All right, Daniel.
Have a good day.
You
Bye-bye.
Bye. Daniel Elliott, Boyle and Casey County State Representative. It's 7:19 in the morning. We're talking Lady Admiral basketball with head coach Judy Mason coming up right after this. But first, the Big Daddy with sports.
This Steve Bertram Sports Report is a service of Stuart Powell Ford Lincoln Mazda on the Danville Bypass and online at stewartpowell.com.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore, General Manager at Stuart Powell Ford Mazda here in Danville. where we make it easy to do business with us. I want to let you know that we are now offering free pickup and delivery in our quick lane within 20 miles of Danville. Give us a call at 859-238-1190. We will schedule your vehicle for pickup, perform the service requested, and return it to you.
Come to Stewart Powell. We can do business.
Ford Lincoln Mazda.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. People were curious about fifth-ranked Tennessee, wondering if they were more than Dalton Connect. Well, they are. Number 10 Kentucky held Connect to a pedestrian 16 points Saturday night, but Zakiah Ziegler and Josiah Jordan-James had 26 each as UT whipped UK 103-92. The Vols never trailed as they improved to 6-2 in the SEC, while UK fell to 5-4 with their third loss in their last 4 games. Rob Dillingham kept it respectable, leading the Cats with 35 points. Kentucky's back in action tomorrow night in Nashville against Vanderbilt, which is coming off its first conference win. Saturday, 68-61 over Missouri. Tip-offs at 8:30 Tuesday night for UK and Vandy on Z105. Kentucky football coach Mark Stoops is searching for a new offensive coordinator again. After his second one-year stint as the Wildcats offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen's headed back to the NFL after agreeing to become the OC for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The deal was consummated this weekend. Cohen, by the way, was reported to be the 11th highest paid assistant in college football at $1.8 million. Senior Day capped off a nice weekend for the Center College basketball teams. Yesterday, the women improved to 18-4 on the year by downing Millsaps 72-54, while the men topped the major 71-56, evening their record at 11-11. The wins gave the Colonels a sweep in the conference over the weekend after the Lady Colonels drilled Birmingham Southern 68-34, and the men topped BSU 77-65 Friday night. In other women's action Sunday, Kentucky lost to Georgia 72-65. Some men's scores: Wright State 85, Northern Kentucky 78, and number 2 Purdue 75, number 6 Wisconsin 69. The NASCAR season got the green flag last night as Denny Hamlin won the Busch Light Clash at the L.A. Coliseum Sunday. Hamlin grabbed the lead in the overtime restart for his 4th Clash victory. Kyle Busch was second and Ryan Blaney third. NASCAR heads to Daytona now to get ready for the next action on WHIR-FM. Super Bowl 58 is coming up this Sunday in Las Vegas. Defending champion Kansas City's a 2-point underdog to San Francisco. Yesterday in the Pro Bowl flag football game, the NFC topped the AFC 64-59 as Eli's team beat Peyton's team. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Hi, this is Jenny at the Danville Nutrition Center. At the Nutrition Center, we strive to help our customers achieve optimal health. From our high-quality collagen proteins to our immune system support vitamins, we are here to help you and your family stay healthy all throughout the year. We provide locally raised, free-range meats, eggs, and fresh milk and organic produce boxes delivered weekly. Your locally owned Danville Nutrition Center is here to serve you. Visit us at 802 South 4th Street in Danville. Danville Nutrition Center, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
This is Greg Stottlemyre, voice of the EKU Colonels, reminding you to listen for your chance to win tickets to each Colonel home basketball game from Alumni Coliseum in Richmond. Here on Hometown Radio Network, the Colonels are looking for an exciting and winning season, and you can be right there and be a big part of all the action. Just listen for your chance to win a pair of tickets each week all season long. And yes, go Big E from Hometown Radio Network.
And for more ticket information, go online to EKUsports.com.
The Hometown Radio Network sports broadcast schedule brought to you by Monticello Bank. High school basketball Tuesday night. A girl-boy doubleheader from Boyle County. It's the crosstown rivalry as the Rebels host the Admirals. Girls game tips off at 6. The boys game follows. We'll have it on 103.9 FM WHIR. Mercer County girls host West Jasmine. 7:30 tip-off Tuesday night on 99.5 FM WHBN. And UK is at Vanderbilt Tuesday night. 8:30 tip-off. 7 o'clock pregame on Z105.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
Hey there, Jack. It's brought to you by Danville Auto Body Shop. For top-of-the-line collision and auto body repair, head to the mechanics at Danville Auto Body Shop, 315 Delahaye Street. Call ahead for an appointment, 236-2299 for Danville Auto Body Shop. Sunshine, high of 54, low tonight of 28. Tomorrow, sunshine and 50. Wednesday, sunshine 57. Thursday, 60 is your high at 7:25 in the morning, 34 degrees. Wind chill is around 26. And we welcome onto the show Danville Lady Admiral head coach Judy Mason. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Doing great, Coach. Appreciate you being on here this morning. We were able to watch your Lady Admirals in action there Friday night at DCA, Coach. It was a fairly close game there after the first quarter ended. DCA began to pull away there in the second. But you look at the stats, Coach. Alea Quisenberry had a big game for you all. She had all 8 of your points there in the second quarter. Alea has been a phenomenal player for you the last couple of years. Coach, tell us about how much she means to your Lady Admiral team. When Alea Quisenberry's going good, things usually going good for your Lady Ads.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's still amazing to me how she gets that shot off. What is she, all of 5 foot maybe? And I think she shocked a lot of people the other night, you know, going against Grace and finishing at the basket. And she's gotten so much better, but she's worked on her floater, you know, and she studies the game. But, you know, she had a good role model in Love Mays last year also. So, you know, Leia's going to get better. She started last year, about the middle of the year for us. And each game she gets better and understands what I want out of her. So I was very proud of the way she played the other night.
They had 18 on Friday night against DCA. Coach, you turn your attention to tomorrow, and it's the big one, Danville and Boyle County. You all's game starts at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Tell us, Coach, what you want to see out of your Lady Admirals tomorrow. You played earlier, actually just about 15 days ago. Boyle County was able to get you 61-47, but this is the rematch. What do you think your Lady Admirals need to do tomorrow night?
Well, you know, we had practice history, and as I told them, this is a big week for us because if we win both games, we're the 3 seed. And, I mean, we've all talked about everybody wants to stay away from DCA. No disrespect to anybody else, but DCA, you know, in my opinion, is the top team in the region. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we got Lincoln and Bull this week. So we're going to have to bring our A game. Boyle County, I thought, had more intensity than we did the last game. They were coming off the 2A, and we got to match their intensity, number one, and you know, you always got to stop Peyton Bug. You know, she makes them go. But hopefully it'll be a good game. Both teams show up, and it's a battle.
Yeah, you got Boyle County tomorrow, have Lincoln County on Friday. You mentioned you win them both. You get the 3 seed, and that's big because, like you said, you get to avoid DCA in the early district tournament rounds, and then you make it, we know, to the district championship. You get the automatic bid to region, and then who knows what happens in region in that kind of one-game, go-home type thing, Coach. If you play well, you move on. You play bad, you go home. In the region tournament, anything goes at that point. So just trying to make it there and getting that 3 seed would be a big step for you all.
Absolutely. You must have been in my practice yesterday because that's basically what I told them. You know, forget the past. We're starting over. Let's go for that that 3 seed, and then let's see what happens. Getting to the region with this team would be huge.
Yeah, need me to come speak to the team, Coach? I can get them amped up.
I think I do, Joe. Maybe I do.
We're on the same mindset. If we're thinking the same thing, if I say it, basically you're thinking it too, Coach. So there you go.
Absolutely. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Tuesday night, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock for the girls' game. Again, it's at Boyle County, and then you have the girl-boy doubleheader Friday at Lincoln. You play at Marion County on Saturday as well, so you actually have 3 games this week. That's a Saturday afternoon game. What do you know about that Marion County team on Saturday?
You know, really, to be honest with you, not much. They called and wanted a game, and, you know, right now we don't have a lot of depth, so we need to play as many games as we can to prepare us for the postseason. So I pretty much said I'll play anybody, you know, because we can play 30 games and I only had 27. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'll be honest, haven't looked at them because of the Boyle and Lincoln this week.
Yeah, so kind of a late game added to the schedule. But like you said, if you can play 30, you might as well try to play as many of them as possible. Keep on getting those young girls a chance to get out there and improve and get them as many games as possible. Coach Judy Mason joins us Monday mornings at around 7:20. Coach, we appreciate you being on. Good luck tomorrow against Boyle County. We'll have that live play-by-play right here on WHIR. See you then, Coach.
All right, thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am, Coach. You too. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
That's Danville Lady Admiral head coach Judy Mason. We talk with her Monday mornings at 7:20. We talk with Danville boys coach Tristan Ford Tuesdays at 7:20. We talk with Brian Britt, Boyle Lady Rebel coach, Wednesdays at 7:20. And Denny Webb, the Boyle boys coach, on Thursday at 7:20 right here on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM WHIR Danville. We are 90 minutes in, and we have 2.5 hours to go. A lot more to discuss. At 7:30, here's news.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Kentucky State Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting that took place in Nelson County Saturday night. Bardstown Police responded to a Taco Bell at the intersection of Kentucky 245 and Frost Avenue around 8:30 that night, with the suspect, 47-year-old Brian Smith, arrested and charged for a previous outstanding warrant, in addition to new charges, which include disorderly conduct, menacing, wanton endangerment, and resisting arrest. There were no injuries during the incident. A Harlan County doctor is honored for 50 years of service in eastern Kentucky.
Dr. Abdul Dahan, a native of Syria, was recruited to work at the Daniel Boone Clinic in Harlan early in his medical career. The internist and pulmonologist liked the area so much, he opened a private practice that continues today. He told WYMT,
"The people here are extremely pleasant, extremely friendly, work with you. If you treat them well, they will be very kind to you, and I can say that from personal experience."
Harlan County officials presented Dr. Dahan with a proclamation recognizing his 5 decades of service. I'm Paul Miles.
A Louisville teacher is charged with distributing child sexual abuse material. Police say that 39-year-old Jordan Fouts distributed child sex abuse materials to a law enforcement officer working online undercover. Certain material had been manipulated to generate child sexual abuse. The 7th and 8th grade religion teacher at St. Stephen Martyr Catholic School is charged with distributing obscene visual representations of child sexual abuse and distributing child pornography. Fouts faces a mandatory minimum sentence of 5 years in prison if he's convicted. The FBI Louisville field office is seeking to identify potential victims of Jordan Fouts. I'm Taryn Johnson.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
You need a stopper at the new Papa's Quick Stop for some knickknacks, gas and snacks, breakfast, lunch, and fried chicken with a bone. Papa's Quick Stop has a loyalty program, fast way to earn on every purchase you make. A swipe of your card is all it takes. Come see what they've done to the new place at Papa's Quick Stop. Come try their great breakfast, lunch specials, and save on all your gas, snacks, beer, and much, much more. Hey, Papa, can you stop at the Quick Stop in Danville, across from the fairgrounds? Now offering the full Candleberry collection. Candleberry at Papa.
My name is Casey Riggs. I'm from Rough River, Kentucky. I've sung all my life, started out in church, of course. From there, I sung any opportunity I could. I come to Studio G to develop my voice and, most importantly, confidence. I'm now part of a group called the Purple Vibes. We sing in local festivals, shows here at Studio G, and without Studio G, I wouldn't have that opportunity.
Studio G is the performing arts place. To learn more, call 859-734-4394. Studio G. The G stands for growth.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. A Danville police officer will have his funeral on Thursday. 43-year-old Aaron Sparks died late last week after a battle with cancer. He had been a Danville police officer for the last 8 years and was a veteran of the United States Army. Visitation for Sparks will be Thursday from 4 until the time of the service at 6 o'clock at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Preston Pruitt Spurlin Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Lincoln County Schools has named their new Director of Special Education. Julie Ball was named the new Director of Special Education by Lincoln County Schools. She has a career in public education since 1996, where she was the district teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing for Pulaski County. She also recently served as the Assistant Director of Exceptional Children and Early Childhood for the Marion County School System.
Mercer County says they're looking into alternate ambulance services after concerns were raised about the privately owned ambulance service that the county has contracted services with. WLEX has the story, including an incident that happened in December about a call that came in from a nursing home about a man who was vomiting and needed medical help. The crew on shift, however, was never made aware of the call, resulting in a 40-minute delay in response. Now WLEX reports the county is working on a certificate of need, which would allow them to launch a county-owned ambulance service or a contract with someone else. If you're interested in helping out with abused and neglected children in Lincoln and Garrett counties, you can sign up for the next CASA volunteer training. CASA volunteers are matched with children in the court system, and each volunteer visits their children monthly, talks with adults in the child's life, and also writes reports for the judge, essentially advocating for the child's needs. The training session requires 30 hours and begins on March the 5th. You can apply online at casaoflexington.org/apply. Legislation to protect frontline medical staff in case a mistake in care is made was heard in the committee. Keith West has more details on House Bill 159.
House Bill 159 would give blanket protection to medical staff from criminal penalties should a mistake be made in the care of a patient, but civil liability would still be in play. The bill's sponsor, Representative Jason Nemus of Louisville, explains the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a 17-line bill. It is designed to effectively codify common law with regard to criminal liability only, not civil liability. If there's any mistakes made, any negligence occurs, there's still civil liability available here. What this would say is effectively if a nurse or another healthcare worker made a mistake, that they wouldn't be criminally liable.
Reporting from the state capitol in Frankfort, I'm Keith West.
House Bill 159 passed out of a committee and now heads to the full House for consideration. I'm Joe Mathis.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Hello, this is Robert Wagner, General Manager of Hometown Radio. We love our listeners, and we know times are tough, so we wanted to do something big, so you could save money on local businesses. After several meetings, we could see no other way, so we opened Big Deals online store, selling gift certificates to local businesses. The gift certificates are just like cash. You buy full retail value gift certificates at a big discount.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Supplies limited, so hurry over to our online store at hometownlive.net and click on the Big Deals logo. Some restrictions may apply. Spend a few minutes now and save big tomorrow. Join other Hometown Radio listeners who are already shopping and saving at Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
The Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
This is Deanna Charles at your family-owned and operated H&R Block franchise in Danville. Do you need money now? At H&R Block, you could get up to $3,500 the same day you file your taxes with a no-interest, no-fee refund advance. Plus, with upfront pricing, you will know the tax prep fee before you begin. Give us a call at 859-236-3281, 236-3281, or stop by the office at 216 Bryn Avenue, and see for yourself why it's better with Block. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for health care can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
You have a loved one needing to find help, hope, and healing today. The first step to a happier, healthier life is to call the Isaiah House Real Hope for Addiction. Isaiah House provides care for men and women, locations throughout Kentucky, resetting one's life through healing, opportunity, education, and employment support for lifelong success. When you feel once to the point of rock bottom and needs help, hope, and healing, call the Isaiah House anytime, 24 hours a day.
Time out for sports this weekend with
SportsMap
on WHIR AM 1230.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet in Harrodsburg, specializing in discount waterproof vinyl flooring, hardwood, tile, and carpet remnant. Shop and save on all types of floor coverings. Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet in Harrodsburg at 540 North College Street. Sunshine, a high of 54, low tonight at 28. Tomorrow, sunshine, 50 and 27. Wednesday, mostly sunny, and a high of 57. Right now, it's 7:39 in the morning. I am waiting to see if Linda McClanahan gives us a call in this morning for the County Agent's Corner. If she does, we will have her live on the radio. Hey, EKU men's basketball plays, let me see, Wednesday night. Boy, this is a late tip. 9 o'clock in the evening Wednesday. You can go to Wednesday night church and still go to the game. I hate those late tips. 9 o'clock in the evening, though. If you want to go watch EKU and Florida Gulf College University, FGCU. I remember Florida Gulf. This was probably in I graduated college in 2012. I want to say about 2013. Maybe it was 2014. Florida Gulf Coast University made that deep run in the NCAA tournament. I think to the Sweet 16 is like a 15 seed. So that's who EKU is playing on Wednesday. Florida Gulf FGCU, 9 o'clock in the evening tip-off. If you want tickets, we've got them, 238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. Right now, it's the County Agent's Corner because Linda McClanahan joins this show. Good morning, Linda. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, Linda. Appreciate you being on here and calling in this morning, giving us the County Agent's Corner. It's brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market.
Get the top price for your livestock. Take them to the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, where they have drop-off hours to fit the busy farmer's needs. Selling your livestock a profitable and a pleasant experience. Save the hassle of a long haul. Sell your livestock at the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, 277 Courtier Road in Stanford. Call Bluegrass South Livestock Market at 606-365-0665. Bluegrass South Livestock Market in Stanford.
Here's Linda McClanahan.
If you raise livestock, you know it's very important to feed your animals nutritious hay to keep them healthy. You can take many practical steps to improve your hay quality. You must first get and maintain a good forage stand. Making sure your soil has adequate nutrients is key to getting good stands. A soil test is important because it will let you know the nutrient levels in the soil, so you only apply what is needed. Your extension agent can help you learn how to effectively test your soil, can submit your samples to one of UK's soil testing laboratories, and can also help you understand the results. Soil tests with adequate levels of phosphorus and nitrogen but low levels of potassium are becoming common across Kentucky hayfields. Inadequate potassium can increase the amount of broom sedge, a very undesirable forage. There may be a couple of reasons for low potassium levels. When you cut hay, potash is removed at nearly 3 times the amount that phosphorus is, and the soil is not able to replenish this nutrient to sufficient levels on its own. Repeatedly using only balanced fertilizers like triple 19 will deplete potassium in the hayfields. In tight financial times, producers may skip potash applications to save money. Controlling weeds at the right time and using the right herbicide will help you improve hay quality. With many weeds like buttercup, by the time you see the blooms, they are much harder to control. UK has an extension publication, Broadleaf Weeds of Kentucky, that contains common pasture weeds, when to treat each, and which you can use for effective control that you can find at your extension offices. The stage of maturity when you cut your hay is the most important factor affecting quality. You must harvest at the right time when the plant is switching from a vegetative to reproductive or flowering stage. Many times this means cutting the hay earlier than normal. Of course, the challenge of cutting hay in the spring in Kentucky is our wet weather. However, we often get a string of days with good sun and dry weather in late April and early May. Being ready to cut early when the weather allows is extremely helpful. Using legumes, especially the tall ones like red clover and alfalfa, provide high yields and will add nitrogen to the soil over time. They are higher in protein and energy than grasses and continue to yield well in the summer when many of our cool season grasses are suffering from the heat. Research shows that red clover in particular is good at minimizing the adverse effects animals get from consuming too much toxic infected tall fescue. Tedding and raking hay are integral parts of harvesting, but if you ted or rake the hay when it's too dry, it can lead to leaf shatter. This hurts hay quality because the high-quality nutrients are concentrated in the leaves. Making good hay means baling at the right moisture content and protecting hay from the weather. Proper moisture at baling will prevent heating and molding of stored hay. Covered storage structures are best for hay storage. If you don't have covered storage space, breaking the contact between the bale and the ground is important, since most moisture enters the hay from soil contact. You can prevent moisture absorption by using materials such as old tire or crushed rock to elevate the hay off the ground. You can also wrap your hay in plastic, which will provide some protection from the rain. Hay should be as dry as possible before covering in plastic and should be fed out in the year it was made. After you've done a good job harvesting hay, remember to feed it efficiently to minimize losses. There are many methods of feeding hay, but the best ensure that there is minimal waste. Livestock tend to eat high-quality hay quickly, which also lowers waste. That's today's farm news. Join us each weekday at this time for the County Agent's Corner of Service, the Bull, Garrett, Lincoln, and Mercer County UK Extension offices.
There you go, Linda McClanahan with the County Agent's Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. All right, Linda, before you go, I've got some random facts you may not know, but I want you to know, so I'm going to let you know. Linda, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, it sounded like you hung up or dropped the phone or something.
I dropped the phone.
All right, so, all right, here we go. Fact number one. In 2021, Lego used the sound of its bricks to create a relaxing white noise album. So I guess like just like a bunch of bricks in like a bag pouring out and hitting the floor or something just over and over. That'd be their white noise. It is streaming on Apple Music and Spotify, by the way. I'm going to have to see if I can bring that up. I have my Spotify account up right now. So we'll see if we can get that. Let's see. Fact number two. Around 25% of the words that we use every day are the 10 most common words in English. Those are the, be, to, of, and, a, in, that, have, and the word I. 25% of the words we use every day are those words, Linda. Interesting. Number three, there are only a few words in English that have two U's in a row, and most of them are obscure. The three most common ones are, can you name any of them, Linda? Two U's in a row?
Not right offhand.
Okay, vacuum is one. Continuum is one. And moo-moo is one, although that came into English from Hawaiian, M-U-U-M-U-U. Most of them, though, are obscure words. Number four, only one disco album has ever won a Grammy for Album of the Year. That's the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. It's also one of only 3 movie soundtracks to win that award, along with the soundtrack from The Bodyguard and the soundtrack from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Are the only other 2 movie soundtracks to win Album of the Year. And number 5, the oldest university in the Americas is the National University of San Marcos in Peru. That has been running continuously since May of 1551. Goodness gracious. And there you go, some random facts. Okay, so I found the white noise made with Lego bricks. It's called on Spotify The Night Builder by Lego. So, Linda, we're going to leave you with this Lego brick white noise, okay?
Okay.
All right, here it is. Oh, it's just like someone just clicking Legos together like they're building them. Can you hear that, Linda?
Yeah.
There you go. Could you fall asleep to that Lego brick white noise?
No.
All right, so 2 thumbs down from Linda. Then. There you go. Linda, appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you again on Wednesday, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, bye. There you go, a little Lego brick white noise. I think I could fall asleep to this. It's got like the crickets and the soft evening noise in the background. Yeah, I think I could fall asleep to it. 7:48 in the morning. The World of Weird's coming up next.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean. Come on, Boyle County, reduce, reuse, recycle. Let's work together to keep our county beautiful. Load your car, trailer, or pickup truck. Our recycling center will sort your stuff. Don't just throw it away when you can recycle it today. Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
Dear Mom, I know it's hard trying to quit smoking, but I heard something new about something that might help. It's called Kentucky's Tobacco Quit Line. It's one-on-one individual counseling over the phone with someone who can help. You can talk in private and talk at times when it's convenient. Just call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Mom, one of these days I'll be graduating and then maybe someday getting married. I want you to be there with me. Please try it. I love you, Rachel.
The Kentucky Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW. This message brought to you by your local health department.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. People were curious about 5th-ranked Tennessee, wondering if they were more than Dalton Connect. Well, they are. Number 10 Kentucky held Connect to a pedestrian 16 points Saturday night, but Zakiah Ziegler and Josiah Jordan-James had 26 each as UT whipped UK 103-92. The Vols never trailed as they improved to 6-2 in the SEC, while UK fell to 5-4 with their third loss in their last 4 games. Rob Dillingham kept it respectable, leading the Cats with 35 points. Kentucky's back in action tomorrow night in Nashville against Vanderbilt, which is coming off its first conference win. Saturday, 68-61 over Missouri. Tip-offs at 8:30 Tuesday night for UK and Vandy on Z105. Kentucky football coach Mark Stoops is searching for a new offensive coordinator again. After his second one-year stint as the Wildcats offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen's headed back to the NFL after agreeing to become the OC for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The deal was consummated this weekend. Cohen, by the way, was reported to be the 11th highest paid assistant in college football at $1.8 million. Senior Day capped off a nice weekend for the Center College basketball teams. Yesterday, the women improved to 18-4 on the year by downing Millsaps 72-54, while the men topped the majors 71-56, evening their record at 11-11. The wins gave the Colonels a sweep in the conference over the weekend after the Lady Colonels drilled Birmingham Southern 68-34, and the men topped BSU 77-65 Friday night. In other women's action Sunday, Kentucky lost to Georgia 72-65. Some men's scores: Wright State 85, Northern Kentucky 78, and number 2 Purdue 75, number 6 Wisconsin 69. The NASCAR season got the green flag last night as Denny Hamlin won the Busch Light Clash at the L.A. Coliseum Sunday. Hamlin grabbed the lead in the overtime restart for his 4th Clash victory. Kyle Busch was 2nd and Ryan Blaney 3rd. NASCAR heads to Daytona now to get ready for the next action on WHIR-FM. Super Bowl 58 is coming up this Sunday in Las Vegas. Defending champion Kansas City's a 2-point underdog to San Francisco. Yesterday in the Pro Bowl flag football game, the NFC topped the AFC 64-59 as Eli's team beat Peyton's team. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Hunger does not discriminate. It impacts the elderly woman who greets you at church, the little boy who sits next to your child at school, the working mother who cuts your hair. In fact, God's Pantry Food Bank is providing food assistance to 1 in 7 people in central and eastern Kentucky. You can help us in the fight. For every $1 donated to God's Pantry Food Bank, we can distribute 4.5 meals to people in need. To find out how you can help, visit godspantry.org or call 859-255-6592.
Hi, I'm Adam Hopkins, Security Officer at Farmers National Bank. Gift cards are for gifts, not for payments. If someone says they are from a government agency or utility company and you must pay in gift cards to avoid fines or jail, it's a scam. Don't do it.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by
Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency, proudly representing the auto owners insurance company. Call Mark or Chris. They'd love to give you a free quote. Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, 236-6686. Sunshine, a high today 54, a low tonight of 28, sunny and 50 tomorrow, sunny and 57 Wednesday, sunny and 59 on Thursday. It's 7 7:54 in the morning. It's 34 degrees. Wind chill feels like 27 here in Danville. And we are talking with Jeff Joel from the Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. Even better after that wonderful forecast.
Oh, yeah. We got a great week of weather in store for us. Best chance of rain looks like it'll be Friday, but even then you get highs up near 60 degrees there on Friday. So I'm loving this week of weather, Jeff. A little bit of a spring-like feel, and hopefully we can have some time outdoors, spend some time in the great weather and sunshine. So what do we got going on?
Although according to my Kentucky Seasons calendar, this is actually first fall spring, I think. So.
Is that what it is? First fall spring of winter. Jeff, what do we got going on this week with the Chamber of Commerce?
Well, we're doing a lot of planning this week because we got some big events in the next few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
The biggie being the Streetscape celebration on Saturday the 17th. That starts at noon downtown.
Yeah.
We start the Snowman Shuffle races. They're ranked according to age at 2 p.m., and you can register for those on the Parks and Rec website. And then at 4 p.m., we're going to have the ribbon cutting for our beautiful new downtown streetscape, and hopefully the governor and lieutenant governor, secretary of transportation will all be joining us.
Awesome. So, again, that's noon. There's going to be an ice skating rink. I believe there's going to be some inflatables. There's going to be some events all downtown. 2 o'clock, the Snowman Shuffle. 4 o'clock is the ribbon cutting ceremony. And as Jeff said, hopefully some big-time guests will be there in attendance as well.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Some great photo ops, some great excuses to run in and check out your local downtown businesses.
Yeah.
And free ice skating until I believe it's 8 o'clock that night. So.
Yes. Awesome stuff. And we know Danville Boyle County Parks and Rec is helping put this event on. So you have the ribbon cutting ceremony for the adults. You have the ice skating for the adults as well, but certainly for the kids and fun events for the kids too. So this is kind of a family-oriented type thing a week from Saturday, February 17th. What else we got going on, Jeff?
Well, we've also got Small Business Day at the Capitol, so we'll be up lobbying for legislation to help all of our small businesses, the Main Street, the bypass, all of our small businesses. And the Chamber, we have about well over 300 businesses that qualify as small business. So we'd like to keep our eye on legislation that's small business friendly.
Okay.
Then coming up, events-wise, we've got a lot of stuff beginning in late April. It's all in the planning process now, including the fact that on the 20th, we're going to have a big Earth Day celebration that the Chamber and the Farmers Market, everyone will be part of, out at the UK Extension Office.
Okay.
On the 27th, which is the next Saturday, is the opening day of the Farmers Market.
Okay.
So super excited about that.
Yes.
And then also beginning April, on the first Thursday, fingers crossed, it's still in the planning process, but it looks like we'll be able to pull off an April start for our first Thursday program.
Okay.
The Downtown Downbeat music program.
Yes.
So we'll have a small local group at Constitution Square, 5:30ish, and then the big concert starts 7:30 over in Whisker Plaza. And we're working on going back to the thing we did in the pandemic, where some of the restaurants can have a couple of dishes that are really easily plated up and served, and we'll actually bring them to your table at Whisker Plaza.
Great, yeah. That was harkening back to the pandemic days. There was a lot of things that happened in the pandemic I don't want to remember, but that was a cool thing that was done. Yeah, so I'll be able to get that going again. Yeah, so you said the first Downtown Downbeats will be, what day is that?
That's always on the first Thursday of the month.
Okay.
And then the third Thursday, the Downtown Merchants Group, which I've been trying to help with a little bit, but that our friend Kate Snyder from Platte Elephant is so driving that third Thursday program.
Mm-hmm.
She's such a trooper on the downtown events. And they've decided they're going to do 4 events. They're about to roll them out.
Okay.
There's going to be 4 third Thursdays, and they're all going to have different themes.
Okay. So I love that. That'll be the third Thursday of the month beginning in April?
I believe it's beginning in April. I'll have a lot more on that today.
There's a lot going on, Jeff. We got first Thursdays and third Thursdays and farmers markets and streetscapes and ribbon cuttings and ice skating. Got a lot to wrap our head around today.
We sure do, yeah. And right now they're all in the planning phase. It's really funny. You feel like there's kind of only a few events in the late winter, but then it's like if you aren't on top of those April events, they're going to sneak up on you real quick.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, absolutely. So, look, we got a lot to look forward to here in Danville and Boyle County. Jeff Joel with the Chamber of Commerce. Jeff, we appreciate you being on. If people have any questions for you, how can they get in touch with you?
Best way is to drop me an email at jeff@danvilleboylechamber.com.
There you go. Jeff, appreciate you being on. You have a good, fun, and a safe week, and we'll talk to you again a week from today, okay?
Thanks, you too, Joe.
Bye. That's Jeff Jewell with the Chamber of Commerce. So I was looking back at this this Lego white noise that I played earlier called the Night Builder. I didn't realize that there is a whole album full of Lego white noise done by the Lego company, which is supposed to, it's like music and noise to help you go to sleep in the evening. So I'm looking at these. One of the most popular ones they have on this album is called The Waterfall. So let me play a clip of this. Lego white noise, The Waterfall. Keep your eyes open while you're driving. Do you think you could sleep to this? Lego white noise. Oh, wow, it's just a bunch of Lego bricks falling. It sounds like a waterfall. Would you have this playing? Could you sleep, take a nap, or even sleep through the night? Listen to this. 8 o'clock in the morning, we're halfway home in the Joe Show. Here's Top Hour News. I'm back after that.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 8 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. The Supreme Court will hear arguments Thursday about whether former President Trump should be removed from Colorado's primary ballot, a case which will have implications for other similar efforts around the country. The argument to keep Trump off the ballot is that he violated the Constitution by committing insurrection on January 6, 2021, when he incited a crowd to go to the U.S. Capitol where a riot broke out. House Speaker Mike Johnson says a Republican-backed effort to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is completely different from the impeachment of former President Trump, led by Democrats.
We have followed the facts where they have led, not for political purposes, not because we take pleasure in this. It's, again, a heavy thing to look at the impeachment of a president or a cabinet secretary.
Speaking on NBC's Meet the Press, Johnson says he stands by his position when he was a member of the defense team for Trump's first impeachment and repeated 3 times the founders of this country warned against single-party impeachments. Last week, the House Homeland Security Committee approved 2 articles of impeachment against Mayorkas by a vote of 18 to 15, strictly on party line. The storm that's been hitting much of California hard is expected to bring dangerous conditions to Orange County and San Diego today and tomorrow. 8 Southern California counties have been placed under a state of emergency with the risk of flooding and high winds. Jury deliberations begin today in Michigan in the involuntary manslaughter trial of Jennifer Crumley, the mother of the Oxford High School shooter. Brian Shook with more.
Closing arguments were heard Friday as the second week of the trial ended. Crumley is facing charges including involuntary manslaughter in the deaths of 4 students and the wounding of 7 others. Her son, who was 15 at the time of the 2021 mass shooting, was sentenced in December to life in prison.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
First time in 4 years, WWE Monday Night Raw returns to Lexington. February 12th, Rupp Arena with World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins. Who's the kid now? The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. May the best man win. Women's World Champion, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, you can shout my name.
And many more. WWE Monday Night Raw, February 12th, Rupp Arena. Tickets start at $20. On sale now at Ticketmaster.
Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down, yeah, yeah. Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down, yeah, yeah. Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down, yeah, yeah. Buckle up, phone down. Buckle up, put your phone down. Ooh.
Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
Put your phone down.
Paid with funds to the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
A prominent African-American U.S. senator says President Biden has not lost any black support. More from Trey Thomas.
Speaking on CNN's State of the Union, South Carolina Democrat James Clyburn pointed to Biden's dominant win in the Palmetto State in Saturday's primary.
His largest percentage, over 97%, was in the town of Orangeburg, where there are 2 HBCUs and a community college.
Biden won the state with 96% against 2 opponents. I'm Trey Thomas.
President Biden and leaders in Dearborn, Michigan are slamming an opinion piece in the Wall Street Journal with a headline, "Welcome to Dearborn, America's Jihad Capital." Dawood Walid is the executive director of the Michigan chapter on the Council on American Islamic Relations.
And this is just a series of far-right discourse that has smeared the Muslim community in Dearborn.
Mayor Abdullah Hammoud increased police presence at all houses of worship over the weekend, along with major infrastructure points after the article prompted an increase in threats. Governor Gretchen Whitmer says Dearborn is a vibrant community full of Michiganders who contribute every day to the state, and Islamophobia has no place in the state. The FIFA Men's World Cup final will take place in New Jersey in 2026. Jonathan O'Halloran with more.
The world's largest sporting events final will take place at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. The stadium, typically home to the NFL's New York Giants and Jets, will be swapping out its gridiron turf for a natural grass pitch. FIFA making the announcement Sunday, with the final set for July 19th of 2026. New Jersey beat out Arlington, Texas's AT&T Stadium and Los Angeles's SoFi Stadium to host the final. For the first time ever, 48 nations will take part in the World Cup, up from the usual 32.
Michael Kastner, NBC News.
Your good friends with Bluegrass Biomedical in Danville urge you. Please support the hospitals in our area. Roll up your sleeve and donate blood. Keep in mind the average shelf life of blood is only 42 days. There must be a steady flow of donations to meet the continuing needs of accident victims, surgery patients, and members of our armed forces. Give the gift of life. Give blood. This from Bluegrass Biomedical in Danville, reminding everyone to step up now, donate today, and help safeguard our tomorrows.
Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know. Generations of serving our community, immunizations, prescriptions, and so much more. Helpful people, free local delivery, mobile app refills right to your door. Visit SuttonRx.com. Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know.
In Lancaster on Maple Avenue.
Good morning to you folks. It is Monday. It's the 5th day of February, 020524. Sunny and 54 is your high. Forecast is coming your way. News comes up here right now. This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. A Danville police officer will have his funeral on Thursday. 43-year-old Aaron Sparks died late last week after a battle with cancer. He had been a Danville police officer for the last 8 years and was a veteran of the United States Army. Visitation for Sparks will be Thursday from 4 until the time of the service at 6 o'clock at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Preston Pruitt Sperlin Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Lincoln County Schools has named their new Director of Special Education. Julie Ball was named the new Director of Special Education by Lincoln County Schools. She has a career in public education since 1996, where she was the district teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing for Pulaski County. She also recently served as the Assistant Director of Exceptional Children and Early Childhood for the Marion County School System. Mercer County says they're looking into alternate ambulance services after concerns were raised about the privately owned ambulance service that the county has contracted services with. WLEX has the story, including an incident that happened in December about a call that came in from a nursing home about a man who was vomiting and needed medical help. The crew on shift, however, was never made aware of the call, resulting in a 40-minute delay in response. Now WLEX reports the county is working on a certificate of need, which would allow them to launch a county-owned ambulance service or a contract with someone else. If you're interested in helping out with abused and neglected children in Lincoln and Garrett counties, you can sign up for the next CASA volunteer training. CASA volunteers are matched with children in the court system, and each volunteer visits their children monthly, talks with adults in the child's life, and also writes reports for the judge, essentially advocating for the child's needs. The training session requires 30 hours and begins on March the 5th. You can apply online at casaoflexington.org/apply. Legislation to protect frontline medical staff in case a mistake in care is made was heard in the committee. Keith West has more details on House Bill 159.
House Bill 159 would give blanket protection to medical staff from criminal penalties should a mistake be made in the care of a patient, but civil liability would still be in play. The bill's sponsor, Representative Jason Nemus of Louisville, explains the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a 17-line bill. It is designed to effectively codify common law with regard to
to criminal liability only, not civil liability. If there's any mistakes made, any negligence occurs, there's still civil liability available here. What this would say is effectively if a nurse or another healthcare worker made a mistake, that they wouldn't be criminally liable.
Reporting from the state capitol in Frankfort, I'm Keith West.
House Bill 159 passed out of a committee and now heads to the full House for consideration. I'm Joe Mathis.
Talk Kentucky Sports, weekday mornings at 10 with Matt Jones and Kentucky Sports Radio, right here on AM 1230 WHIR.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for health care can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends hanging out over at The Big Deals online store. Go to hometownlive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at big time discounts. Save up to 50% every single day. Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Sunshine, a high of 54, low tonight of 28. Tomorrow, sunshine and 50. Wednesday, mostly sunny and 57. Right now, it's 8:11 in the morning. And we are looking at Monday, February the 5th. Phone number to call in this morning is 238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. Larry David recently went on the Today Show and defended that he wanted to beat up Elmo, which is going to actually bring about a new toy. You know, there used to be the Tickle Me Elmo toy. Now it's the Punch Me Elmo. You can get it in stores right now.
Hey, kids, looking for hours of fun and also want to take out your aggression on something?
Yeah!
Well, you're in luck. From the makers of Tickle Me Elmo, it's Punch Me Elmo.
I'm so tired of having to do homework.
Then punch Elmo as hard as you can.
Get ready for these fists, Elmo. Take that.
Elmo loves punches.
Yes, you'll love getting to unleash a world of hurt on Punch Me Elmo.
Hi, folks. It's President Biden, and whenever I get mad about the stuff, I punch the Elmo. If I'm mad about the way people are treating, I take my fist and I punch the Elmo. I give him a good punch. The Elmo.
Come on, Biden. Let me have it.
Oh, take that, you little red freak.
Elmo loved getting punched. Yeah.
It's Punch Me Elmo. In stores now.
There you go, a little Punch Me Elmo. Let's see what's going on in this morning's Sort of Sports Report. Those headlines that you may not hear in your everyday sports. Here we go. Starting off in the NCAA, where on Saturday, the NCAA filed legal responses to the lawsuits filed against them by Tennessee and Virginia over NIL rules pertaining to recruiting. The suit argues that the NCAA rules are an antitrust violation. In their response, the NCAA claims that both states have, quote, failed to show irreparable harm, in part because Tennessee's own state law bars NIL inducements in recruiting. The response also points out no evidence has been shown by either state showing that, quote, athlete opportunities are chilled by NCAA rules, and argues the lawsuit gives no reason for a need for injunctive relief because the NCAA's NIL rules have been in place for years. In college basketball coaching legend, former Kentucky coach Rick Pitino has a few thoughts on the enforcement of the NCAA. Pitino says it's time for the league to stand down when it comes to policing member schools regarding name, image, and likeness. Their first year St. John's coach Pitino calls this a, quote, very difficult time for college basketball and likens it to, quote, free agency. The legal disputes are escalating, and Pitino says he thinks they're going to say everybody can transfer, and if they don't like it, they're going to take them to court. With that, Pitino says the NCAA enforcement staff should, quote, just be disbanded because because it's a joke, and it's not because of any personal dislike. It's just that they're of no value anymore. The Super Bowl is on Sunday, and the weirder wagers are now showing themselves. Aside from the coin flip bets, here are more off-the-radar things that you can bet on, with stranger ones on the way later on this week. What about the jersey number of the first touchdown scored? Will that jersey number be over 22.5 or under 22.5? The jersey number of the last touchdown scored, same thing, over or under. The combined touchdown scorer jersey numbers, and a scoregami. For those that don't know, a scoregami is a final score that has never before occurred in the NFL. If it is a scoregami, plus 2,000, no is minus 10,000. What about sports sound? Starting off with Kim Kardashian, who is going to be announcing the U.S. men's first 2026 World Cup game played in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium.
We are honored to be here to tell you that the U.S. will be playing its first World Cup 26 game here in Los Angeles.
Okay, I misread that. I thought that they were saying Kim Kardashian herself is going to announce the game. Which it seems like to me would be a catastrophe. She was just announcing where the game was going to be played. Milwaukee Bucks coach Doc Rivers talks about the issue of coaching the All-Star game despite just taking over the team. NBA rules for the All-Star game state that the team with the best record from each conference, their coach, gets to coach in that All-Star game. However, Doc Rivers has only won one game for the Bucks because he just got hired, but the Bucks have the best record in the Eastern Conference. Here he is talking about that.
That is ridiculously bad. It really is. Well, he's just going to get some money, that's for sure, and a ring. It's one of these quirky things. I think there should be a rule somehow that someone else does it other than me. Maybe I'll send my staff and I'll go on vacation.
Staying in sports in the NFL, the Pro Bowl games were held yesterday. Eli Manning has a laugh with his nephew after Eli's team beat Peyton's in the flag football game 64-59.
Good job, Punk. Way to play, baby. Good job.
Refs won the game.
Refs,
There's Eli's nephew saying the Pro Bowl games were scripted. More sports coming up right now with the Big Daddy, Steve Bertram. Take it away, Steve.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. People were curious about fifth-ranked Tennessee, wondering if they were more than Dalton Connect. Well, they are. Number 10 Kentucky held Connect to a pedestrian 16 points Saturday night, but Zakiah Ziegler and Josiah Jordan-James had 26 each as UT whipped UK 103-92. The Vols never trailed as they improved to 6-2 in the SEC, while UK fell to 5-4 with their third loss in their last 4 games. Rob Dillingham kept it respectable, leading the Cats with 35 points. Kentucky's back in action tomorrow night in Nashville against Vanderbilt, which is coming off its first conference win Saturday, 68-61 over Missouri. Tip-offs at 8:30 Tuesday night for UK and Vandy on Z105. Kentucky football coach Mark Stoops is searching for a new offensive coordinator again. After his second one-year stint as the Wildcats offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen's headed back to the NFL after agreeing to become the OC for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The deal was consummated this weekend. Cohen, by the way, was reported to be the 11th highest paid assistant in college football at $1.8 million. Senior Day capped off a nice weekend for the Center College basketball teams. Yesterday, the women improved to 18-4 on the year by downing Millsaps 72-54, while the men topped the majors 71-56, evening their record at 11-11. The wins gave the Colonels a sweep in the conference over the weekend after the Lady Colonels drilled Birmingham Southern 68-34, and the men topped BSU 77-65 Friday night. In other women's action Sunday, Kentucky lost to Georgia 72-65. Some men's scores: Wright State 85, Northern Kentucky 78, and number 2 Purdue 75, number 6 Wisconsin 69. The NASCAR season got the green flag last night as Denny Hamlin won the Busch Light Clash at the L.A. Coliseum Sunday. Hamlin grabbed the lead in the overtime restart for his 4th Clash victory. Kyle Busch was 2nd and Ryan Blaney 3rd. NASCAR heads to Daytona now to get ready for the next action on WHIR-FM. Super Bowl 58 is coming up this Sunday in Las Vegas. Defending champion Kansas City's a 2-point underdog to San Francisco. Yesterday in the Pro Bowl flag football game, the NFC topped the AFC 64-59 as Eli's team beat Peyton's team. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
What makes Whitaker Bank uniquely Kentucky? With a wide range of products and services, we are here to provide you friendly, expert service for all of your banking needs. This is Rita McIntyre. I'm the relationship banker for Boyle, Garrett, and Mercer counties. As part of your community, we are committed to building solid, long-term relationships. Call me at 859-733-4963. Let us show you what uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Laura Richard from Ephraim McDowell Healthcare Foundation. Join us for Happy Heart Day on February 23, 2024 at Centenary Methodist Church. Enjoy breakout sessions with healthcare experts, a live food demonstration, and panel discussions moderated by heart attack survivor Larry Weathers. Learn about heart health challenges, enjoy lunch, and get a free health screening. Visit emhealth.org/happyheart for tickets and details. Visit emhealth.org/happyheart for tickets and details. See you there.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right then, check. It's brought to you by our friends over at ADA Heating and Air. Trust ADA to be there when you need them the most. ADA is always on the way. You know, you can call them 859-519-6382. That's ADA Heating and Air. Sunshine, a high of 54. Low tonight of 28. Tomorrow, sunshine and 50. Wednesday, 57. Thursday, 59 is your high. It's 8:21 in the morning right now. Let's take a look at what movie ruled the box office and what was a disappointing week at the box office and what it was. What an ugly week. Agent Argyle was not able to save the North American box office this weekend. The star-studded spy comedy just bombed. It did take the top spot, but it is being considered a disappointment, taking in just $18 million in its debut weekend. It had a $200 million budget. On the plus side for Argyle, it did beat out The Chosen, which took second place with $6 million. If you don't remember, The Chosen is actually a theatrical premiere of the first 3 episodes of its 4th season before it hits TV. It's a biblically inspired TV show that will premiere more episodes in theaters throughout the month. Action movie The Beekeeper fell to 3rd place with $5.2 million, while Wonka took 4th place with $4.8. Animated movie Migration took number 5 with $4.1. I guess Argyle was so bad they didn't even give us a sound clip for it. Usually they give me some sound clips to play. This is what the movie sounds like. I checked 2 different sites and sources I used. Neither one of them had a soundbite for me. Argyle, it was a stinker. Number 1 in the box office, $18 million. Don't take my word for it, though. Go see it yourself. Argyle, $18 million, number 1 in the box office over the weekend. 8:22 in the morning as we take a look at what's gone on this date, February 5th in history. That's made this date a date to remember. Starting off on this date in 1971, where Apollo 14 astronauts Alan Shepard Jr. and Edgar Mitchell landed on the moon. Here's a clip from the NASA audio from the Apollo 9 moon landing.
Contact now. News stop. Brake. Pro. Auto. We're on the surface. Okay, we made a good landing.
There you go. On this day, 2012, the New York Giants beat the New England Patriots 21-17 at Lucas Oil Stadium in Super Bowl 36. Here's a clip of the final play of the game. Super Bowl 46. As the Giants beat the Patriots for the second time in the Super Bowl.
Brady's back. Brady's under pressure. Brady's chased. Brady heaves one down the middle of the field into the end zone. A jump ball. And it's incomplete. And the ball game's over. And the Giants have won Super Bowl 46.
It was not the story in Super Bowl 51, which happened on this date in 2017, a day that changed my sports fandom forever, a day where I realized I no longer need to take this seriously. If my team can't win a Super Bowl up 28-3, I'll never see my team win any championship ever. The Braves did break that curse, winning the World Series in 2021. However, still, it's hard for me to take sports as seriously when you see your team blow a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl. Happened on this date 6 years ago.
Toss to White. He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl! Brady has his fifth! What a comeback!
And it was on this day, 2020, the United States Senate voted to acquit President Trump 52-48. On charges of abuse of power, and 53-47 on obstruction of Congress. Here's a clip of Trump's comments after that acquittal.
This should never, ever happen to another president, ever. I don't know that other presidents would have been able to take it, but I can tell you at a minimum, you have to focus on this because it can get away very quickly. No matter who you have with you, it can get away very quickly.
And that's what's happened on this date, February 5th. That's made this date a date to remember. It's 8:25 in the morning. By now, you may have heard the sad news over the weekend, the death of Carl Weathers, who died Friday at the age of 76.
Get your head on your shoulders, man. Think about the fight. Think about the fight. Clubber Lang's in here. He's trying to hurt you, Rock. He's trying to hurt you. Okay, here he comes. Jab. He's jabbing. He's jabbing. He's trying to hurt you. You gotta fight him. You gotta move. He's hooking. Damn, Rock, come on. What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow.
Carl Weathers, that was him from Rocky III when Apollo is trying to train Rocky after his defeat by Mr. T's Clubber Lang. What a career Carl Weathers put together. In addition to Rocky films, he had memorable roles in Happy Gilmore and Predator. He was on Arrested Development, the sitcom on TV. In 2021, he was nominated for an Emmy for his recurring role in the Star Wars-inspired streaming series called The Mandalorian, where he did a great job in The Mandalorian playing Grief Karga.
There is one job. Let's see the puck. No puck. Face to face. Direct commission. Deep pocket. Underworld. All I know is no chain code. Do you want the chit or not?
Carl Weathers, the Mandalorian, died at the age of 76. He also played in the NFL. Did you know that? 8 regular season games in the NFL. Played for the Raiders. Was a star at San Diego State University before turning his attention to acting in 1974. According to the Raiders Nation website, the death of Carl Weathers has actually already caused some, I don't say issues, because that makes it seem like his death, came at a bad time. Of course, the death comes at a bad time, but it's caused some issues, I guess, with the Super Bowl commercial. He was supposed to be a part of FanDuel's Kick of Destiny Super Bowl ad campaign, which is an ad that promotes Rob Gronkowski, the former NFL tight end, kicking a field goal. He already appeared in a teaser commercial with Rob Gronkowski, and now because Weathers has died, they're having to make some changes. They said, quote, "We are adjusting our campaign accordingly out of respect for the family during their time of grief." Carl Weathers was supposed to be in a Super Bowl commercial. He will no longer be in that. They'll edit him out. He died on Friday at the age of 76. It's 8:28 in the morning. We are 2 minutes away from K&N Bottom Hour News. I'm back in a minute right here on The Joe Show. Your talk of the town, 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville.
Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know. Generations of serving our community. immunizations, prescriptions, and so much more. Helpful people, free local delivery, mobile app refills right to your door. Visit SuttonRx.com. Sutton Pharmacy. Friendly service from people you know.
In Lancaster on Maple Avenue, Dunn's Barbecue, offering chicken wings. You asked for them, we got them. Barbecue, buffalo, Creole Parmesan, breaded or naked, as well as our famous pulled pork barbecue, brisket, grilled chicken, ribs, homemade size, located in Harrisburg at 726 K Run. So call 734-3675 for your free delivery to Danville, Harrisburg, or Bergen. Dunn's Barbecue is open Tuesday through Saturday, located on Kane Run in Harrisburg, and for free delivery, takeout, and dine-in.
Listen to WHIR online at hometownlive.net, powered by Kentucky, YMAX.com.
Alrighty, coming up in the next 30 minutes, Grub Gab, the world of food where you can just eat it. We'll have that at 8:40 this morning. 8:50, what's going on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. In the 9 o'clock hour, at 9:10, it's a Medicare Monday. Clark Hanna joins us this morning here on the show with a Medicare Monday. And then 9:35, Ben Garant with the Gathering Place, Senior Activity Center, and Adult Day Healthcare Center on a senior moment with Ben. He'll be on here on the Joe Show this morning at 9:35. We are 2.5 hours in. We have an hour and a half to go. 90 minutes left on this morning's edition of the Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville, streaming live as well on Facebook with a live video feed at Hometown Live Radio.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
An overnight shooting in Lexington Saturday night leaves one person injured. It was around 3 a.m. when police patrolling the area near the intersection of Eastland Drive and East New Circle Road say they saw a suspect in a car shoot at another car as the suspect then fled the scene in their vehicle. The victim was transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Detectives from the personal crimes section are investigating. More than a dozen people were arrested near Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport Friday morning while protesting the Israel-Hamas war.
Members of the Louisville Ceasefire Coalition were out in front of RTX and base systems, which make components for fighter jets, naval guns, and other weapon systems used by the Israeli military. Protesters say they're drawing attention to the U.S. arms manufacturer's role in Israel's killings of Palestinians. Louisville Metro Police say 15 people were arrested, charged with trespass upon key infrastructure, a Class B misdemeanor.
That is Haley Hansen reporting. Kentucky State Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting that took place in Nelson County Saturday night. Bardstown Police responded to a Taco Bell at the intersection of Kentucky 245 and Frost Avenue around 8:30 that night, with the suspect, 47-year-old Brian Smith, arrested and charged for a previous outstanding warrant, in addition to new charges, which include disorderly conduct, menacing, wanton endangerment, and resisting arrest. There were no injuries during the incident, and it is not known if the officer or Smith fired the weapon. College basketball, 10th-ranked Kentucky falls to number 5 Tennessee at Rupp Arena 103-92, giving the Cats their second straight loss. Louisville gets its second conference win of the season, defeating Florida State at home 101-92, and Western Kentucky a big winner over Middle Tennessee State at home 88-65. I'm Taryn Johnson.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Lee's Famous Recipe of Danville is honored to have served this community since 1972. They're excited to announce they are offering even more $5.99 lunch specials. Choose from Lee's 2-piece breast strip, 2-piece dark chicken, chicken slider, or a barbecue chicken sandwich. All specials come with a side of your choice along with a regular drink and an apple pie or cookie. Wednesday's Customer Appreciation Day. Come on in and ask for the Wednesday special. 3 pieces of Famous Crispy or strips, 2 sides of your choice, hot Homestyle Buttermilk Biscuit, all $1 off the regular price. Don't feel like cooking tonight? Try one of their family meals. They come in options of 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece selections with your choice of sides. They specialize in catering, so if you need to cater a wedding, office party, funeral, birthday party, or any other special event, call them at 859-236-8777, 236-8777 for a free quote. Let them do all the work for you. They're located at 610 South 4th Street. Drive through or come on in. Lee's Famous Recipe, serving the best chicken in Danville for over 40 years.
Hello, this is Rosie the
skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell. I mean, of course you do. Why wouldn't you? After all, I'm a skunk. But my stinky fragrance is nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. So if you think you smell a leak or encounter other signs such as hearing a hissing or blowing sound or seeing a vapor cloud, blowing dirt or bubbling water, do not smoke, talk on the phone, turn on or off equipment or vehicles, or do anything that could cause a spark. Leave the area immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. Atmos Energy will send a trained technician to investigate the situation. Take it from a skunk. Gas leaks just plain stink. Seriously, there's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. Yep, that's a little skunk humor there. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. A Danville police officer will have his funeral on Thursday. 43-year-old Aaron Sparks died late last week after a battle with cancer. He had been a Danville police officer for the last 8 years and was a veteran of the United States Army. Visitation for Sparks will be Thursday from 4 until the time of the service at 6 o'clock at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Preston Pruitt Spurlin Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Lincoln County Schools has named their new Director of Special Education. Julie Ball was named the new Director of Special Education by Lincoln County Schools. She has a career in public education since 1996, where she was the district teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing for Pulaski County. She also recently served as the Assistant Director of Exceptional Children and Early Childhood for the Marion County School System. Mercer County says they're looking into alternate ambulance services after concerns were raised about the privately owned ambulance service that the county has contracted services with. WLEX has the story, including an incident that happened in December about a call that came in from a nursing home about a man who was vomiting and needed medical help. The crew on shift, however, was never made aware of the call, resulting in a 40-minute delay in response. Now WLEX reports the county is working on a certificate of need, which would allow them to launch a county-owned ambulance service or a contract with someone else. If you're interested in helping out with abused and neglected children in Lincoln and Garrett counties, you can sign up for the next CASA volunteer training. CASA volunteers are matched with children in the court system, and each volunteer visits their children monthly, talks with adults in the child's life, and also writes reports for the judge, essentially advocating for the child's needs. The training session requires 30 hours and begins on March the 5th. You can apply online at casaoflexington.org/apply. Legislation to protect frontline medical staff in case a mistake in care is made was heard in the committee. Keith West has more details on House Bill 159.
House Bill 159 would give blanket protection to medical staff from criminal penalties should a mistake be made in the care of a patient, but civil liability would still be in play. The bill's sponsor, Representative Jason Nemus of Louisville, explains the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a 17-line bill. It is designed to effectively codify common law with regard to criminal liability only, not civil liability. If there's any mistakes made, any negligence occurs, there's still civil liability available here. What this would say is effectively if a nurse or another healthcare worker made a mistake, that they wouldn't be criminally liable.
Reporting from the state capitol in Frankfort, I'm Keith West.
House Bill 159 passed out of a committee and now heads to the full House for consideration. I'm Joe Mathis.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
Take your solid waste and recycling to one of the convenience centers operated by Boyle County with no fee for Boyle residents. In Danville on Ghost Pike, in Junction City on Alum Springs Road, in Perryville on Harrodsburg Road, in Mitchellsburg on Mitchellsburg Road, and in Forkland on Forkland Road. For days and times open, go online to BoyleKY.com.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
Shenyun Performing Arts is back with a brand new production. For over a decade, Shenyun has performed around the world to sold-out theaters and inspired millions. Shenyun. Coming to EKU Center for the Arts, February 10th and 11th. Tickets at shenyun.com. That's SHENYUN.com. Or call 877-285-7469.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
Thank you there, Jack. It's brought to you by Coel Collision Center in Danville. They're on Lebanon Road. After a wreck, tell the tow truck driver, take your vehicle to the experts, Brent and Devin, at Coel Collision Center, Lebanon Road, where they'll make it right. All right, sunshine, 54 and 28 is your high and low. Tomorrow, sunshine and 50. Wednesday, mostly sunny and 57. Right now, it's 8:38 in the morning. It's 35 degrees. Wind chill feels like 27 right here in Danville. You heard the Shin Yun commercial. We're going to be giving away some tickets to that. They've got 2 shows coming up, I believe, this weekend at EKU Center for the Arts. But speaking of EKU, I got some basketball tickets as well. I've got up to 10 basketball tickets. You can take as few or as many as you want, up to 10. They're playing Florida Gulf Coast University. Wednesday night, it's a late one, 9 o'clock in the evening for that one versus FGCU. You want to see EKU versus Florida Gulf? We got tickets for you. 238-WHIR is your phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447, and we'll give you tickets to see EKU basketball versus Florida Gulf Coast. Hey, Egyptian archaeologists are working to restore one of Giza's pyramids to what they believe it looked like about 4,000 years ago. Pyramid renovation. It is on HGTV.
Coming to HGTV, watch as our team of renovators try to flip an ancient Egyptian pyramid. It's Egyptian tomb renovation.
Alrighty, first thing we're going to do is rip out this sacrifice altar and make this the kitchen. All new updated appliances.
Oh, great idea.
Then we're going to get rid of this sarcophagus and put a man cave right here.
Well, how are you going to fit a sofa in here? This tomb seems pretty small.
We'll use the gold-plated mask that the Pharaoh wore as a chair.
That seems pretty small.
We're doing the best we can with what history gave us, ma'am.
Gotcha.
It's all coming up on Egyptian tomb renovation, only on HGTV.
Yeah, don't miss that one. Let's see what's going on in Grub Gab. Ladies and gentlemen, where you can just eat it. Starting out with Hardee's, they're running a new promotion where they're offering My Rewards members a buy one, get one free biscuit sandwich for a limited time at participating locations. To take advantage of the deal, simply open the Hardee's app or head to Hardee's.com. Place a qualifying order consisting of 2 select biscuit sandwiches, and the discount will be applied automatically at checkout. As a part of the offer, you can mix and match any 2 of the following select menu items for just $3.99 each. The loaded omelet biscuit, the monster biscuit, the super bacon biscuit, or the super sausage biscuit. The buy one, get one is available on the Hardee's app and website at participating Hardee's locations nationwide for a limited time. Starbucks is celebrating the season of love this year by serving up 2 new Valentine's Day inspired beverages: chocolate-covered strawberry cream frappuccino and chocolate hazelnut cookie cold brew. The chocolate-covered strawberry cream frappuccino is festive pink-colored drink that blends strawberry puree and frappuccino chips with milk and ice, layered on top of swirls of strawberry puree and finished with vanilla whipped cream. The chocolate hazelnut cookie cold brew features the brand's signature cold brew sweetened with roasted hazelnut syrup and topped with a silky chocolate cream cold foam and chocolate cookie crumbles. You can find the new Valentine's Day inspired beverages now at participating Starbucks locations nationwide for a limited time. And Applebee's wants to help fans score big savings on game day by offering 20 free boneless wings for to-go or delivery with any purchase of $40 or more on Sunday, February the 11th for Super Bowl Sunday. To take advantage of the 20 free boneless wings, simply order at least $40 worth of Applebee's through Applebee's.com or the new Applebee's mobile app and use promo and promo code BIGGAME24. All one word, to check out to score the deal. Those Applebee's boneless wings consist of classic buffalo, extra hot buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parmesan, sweet Asian chili, and honey pepper as the 6 sauces. Serve with blue cheese or ranch. Applebee's giving away free 20 wings on $40 or more. Starbucks with their new chocolate-covered strawberry cream frappuccino and chocolate hazelnut cookie cold brew. And Hardee's with a buy one, get one free biscuit sandwich deal for a limited time. That's what's going on in Grub Gab, the world of food where you can just eat it. Oops, I realized we haven't done Wasn't Playing with Pim yet, so I did these 2 things backward. Usually Pim comes before the food. Now the food comes before Pim. Let's see what Wedding Planning with Pim has on her mind today. Pim Pfister-Clark. Take it away, Pimmy.
Hi, I'm Pim Pfister-Clark, and this is Wedding Planning with Pim. If you're stuck on ideas for your reception toast, I have some samplings from other parents to inspire your own idea, like this one. I'd like to propose a toast to my daughter and her new husband. Never in my life have I been so proud of you, and never have I been so proud to welcome into our family such a fine young man. We've watched your relationship bloom from the moment of your first date, and we are so happy that you've each found your soulmate. May God bless you both. If you like something a little shorter but still sweet, how about this one? I'd like to propose a toast to the happy couple. Here's wishing you a lifetime of love, prosperity, luck, good health, and the opportunity to grow stronger and closer day after day. And this one, my favorite. My beautiful daughter and her handsome husband, as you set off on your life together, know that you carry with you the love of your family, the best wishes of all who love you, and the strengths and grace that you have acquired on your own as you grew into the adults we are so proud of. They say that as parents, the best we can do is give our children roots and wings. Roots to keep them connected to home and heart, and wings to fly off and succeed in their lives. So your roots are here with us, but your wings will take you anywhere you want to be. We love watching you fly. My love note, hey Mom and Dad, you'll know what to say.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure that you'll get your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
And Jackson Hewitt also guarantees the accuracy of your return for life. So don't just sit there. For your biggest refund guaranteed, walk into a Jackson Hewitt today and dance out Jackson Hewitt! Yeah!
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older, or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's K-N-O-W pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
ADA Heating and Air. ADA is on the way. Large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Since 1984. ADA. Always on time with our professional team when we show up at your door. ADA. Residential and commercial, day or night. ADA Heating and Air.com does it right. ADA Heating and Air. ADA is on the way.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or two or three or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. People were curious about fifth-ranked Tennessee, wondering if they were more than Dalton Connect. Well, they are. Number 10 Kentucky held Connect to a pedestrian 16 points Saturday night, but Zakiah Ziegler and Josiah Jordan-James had 26 each as UT whipped UK 103-92. The Vols never trailed as they improved to 6-2 in the SEC, while UK fell to 5-4 with their third loss in their last 4 games. Rob Dillingham kept it respectable, leading the Cats with 35 points. Kentucky's back in action tomorrow night in Nashville against Vanderbilt, which is coming off its first conference win. Saturday, 68-61 over Missouri. Tip-offs at 8:30 Tuesday night for UK and Vandy on Z105. Kentucky football coach Mark Stoops is searching for a new offensive coordinator again. After his second one-year stint as the Wildcats offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen's headed back to the NFL after agreeing to become the OC for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The deal was consummated this weekend. Cohen, by the way, was reported to be the 11th highest paid assistant in college football at $1.8 million. Senior Day capped off a nice weekend for the Center College basketball teams. Yesterday, the women improved to 18-4 on the year by downing Millsaps 72-54, while the men topped the major 71-56, evening their record at 11-11. The wins gave the Colonels a sweep in the conference over the weekend after the Lady Colonels drilled Birmingham Southern 68-34, and the men topped BSU 77-65 Friday night. In other women's action Sunday, Kentucky lost to Georgia 72-65. Some men's scores: Wright State 85, Northern Kentucky 78, and number 2 Purdue 75, number 6 Wisconsin 69. The NASCAR season got the green flag last night as Denny Hamlin won the Busch Light Clash at the L.A. Coliseum Sunday. Hamlin grabbed the lead in the overtime restart for his 4th Clash victory. Kyle Busch was second and Ryan Blaney third. NASCAR heads to Daytona now to get ready for the next action on WHIR-FM. Super Bowl 58 is coming up this Sunday in Las Vegas. Defending champion Kansas City's a 2-point underdog to San Francisco. Yesterday in the Pro Bowl flag football game, the NFC topped the AFC 64-59 as Eli's team beat Peyton's team. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Winning is about forcing a turnover. Just like the Wildcats using a full-court press, our energy efficiency programs can force a turnover on high energy costs. Don't ride your bench. Be a player. Visit intercountyenergy.net to find out how we can help. Saving energy and money is a slam dunk. Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
Hey, it's me again. That's right, I'm Jerry Farmer, and I'm still cutting up. Still Cutting Up is a place to go when you need a fresh cut or a mini afro. Perms, colors, nails, too, braids, highlights, and even updo. I know you done heard of us, so get with it. I know you need your hair did. Here's our visit, 238-7899. Bob your head while I rhyme. 24/7, we won't be beat. 365 on South 4th Street. See ya. See ya.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by Cattleman's Roadhouse. Their steaks are aged 28 days, hand-cut, second to none in tenderness and in flavor. Cattleman's Roadhouse, Danville Bypass, where a great steak truly is just the beginning. Great week of weather in store for us. You get sunshine and 54 today, little bit chillier tomorrow, 50, but 57 on Wednesday, 59 on Thursday. It's 8:51 in the morning, 34 degrees. Wind chill feels like 27 right here in Danville. And our phone number is 238-WHIR to call in this morning, 238-9447. As we take a look down the timeline to see what happened on this date, February 5th, in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. Starting off on this date back in I lost the date here. Where did it go? No, wow. There it is, here's 1944. I have to go back and find the first one that we started off with. I don't know where it went. Here it is, 1941. Sorry about that. Gosh, I was scrolling and scrolling. I couldn't find it. On this date, 1941, Barrett Strong was born. If you don't know the name Barrett Strong, he was the first artist to record a hit for Motown Records. But he also wrote a bunch of the big-time Motown hits, including this one right here.
It was the 3rd of September.
He wrote Money, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, Ball of Confusion, and Papa Was a Rolling Stone with Norman Whitfield. Died at his home in San Diego, California at the age of 81 last January of 2023. Barrett Strong would have been 83 years old today.
Never heard nothing but bad things about him. Mama, I'm depending on you. Tell me the truth. My Mama just hung her head and said, son, Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home.
It was on this day, 1944, Al Cooper was born. Songwriter, record producer, and musician known for organizing the group Blood, Sweat, and Tears, though he didn't stay with that group long enough to share its popularity. His first professional work was as a 14-year-old guitarist with this group, who had this song at number 3 in 1958.
Oh, and short, short.
Name of the song is Short Shorts. Again, as a member of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, have a 1969 U.S. number 12 called You Made Me So Very Happy. He also played organ on Bob Dylan's Like a Rolling Stone, as well as playing on hundreds of records, including ones by the Rolling Stones, B.B. King, The Who, The Jimi Hendrix Experience, Alice Cooper, and Cream. Al Cooper, on this date, 1944, was born. It was on this day, rock and roll, pop, and R&B, 1969. Singer and songwriter Bobby Brown was born. Had the 1983 UK number 1 single, did not fare nearly as well in the U.S., with a song called Candy Girl, with a group called New Edition. Had the 1989 U.S. number 1, My Prerogative, as a solo artist. He also married Whitney Houston on July the 18th of 1992. Bobby Brown, born on this date, 1969. And it was on this day, rock and roll, pop, and R&B, 1972. This artist released his first new song without his partner. His name is Paul Simon. His first solo song, called Mother and Child Reunion, peaked at number 4 in the U.S.
No, I would not give you false.
Simon said he got the idea for the song's title from a chicken and egg dish called Mother and Child Reunion that he saw on a Chinese restaurant's menu. That's where he got the name of the song. On this date, 1972, Paul Simon released his first new song without Art Garfunkel.
I care for the life of me. Remember a Saturday.
It's 8:55 in the morning, back in 90 seconds to wrap up this 8 o'clock hour. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, Clark Hanna at 9:10. It's a Medicare Monday at 9:35. A Gathering Place. Ben Garant's on the show.
Over and over again. No, I would not give you false.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for health care can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Hi, folks. Mike Gay here. At Essity, we know that hygiene and health is the essence of well-being for every person at every stage of life. Essity is proud to be part of the Harrodsburg and Danville communities, providing good-paying jobs to our employees who make hand towels and tissue paper for people of all ages. If you'd like to join us, check out our website at ESSITY.com. That's Essity.com. ESSITY.com.
Catch the best of Sean Hannity, Saturday mornings, 10 to 1 on WHIR.
right, it's 8:57 in the morning, 34 degrees. We know on Friday, Groundhog Day, Punxsutawney Phil predicted an early spring for just the 20th time since Groundhog Day started over 130 years ago. But a few states over, things weren't all rainbows and butterflies. That state being here in Kentucky. Now, Kentucky, we have our own weather-predicting groundhog named Major, which is a cheap knockoff. And we talked about this Friday. There's only one groundhog-predicting weather rodent, and that's Punxsutawney Phil. All the others are off-brands. They're generic knockoffs. So, and here's a great example. How many of you all listening knew Kentucky had its own weather-predicting groundhog? Exactly. Nobody did. Nobody knew we had our own groundhog that predicted weather in the state of Kentucky. The only one we know of is Punxsutawney Phil, which means every other one is a knockoff. But it was bad news for the groundhog that we didn't know we had anyway, named Major, or had a groundhog named Major, because Major died on Groundhog Day. Now, before you start calling up the PETA hotlines, he wasn't like mishandled and his shadow didn't scare him to death or anything. He was close to 10 years old, which is apparently pretty old for a groundhog, and he died of natural causes. A place called Second Chances Wildlife Center took him in as a baby, and he lived there his entire life. They put out a statement saying they knew this was coming and that he passed away peacefully. Sadly, he was about to retire anyway. This was going to be his final year predicting weather before he turned things over to his protege, a younger groundhog, a female named Josie Burrow. Yes, named after Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow. The Wildlife Center says right before Major passed, he coached Josie through her first forecast, and just like Phil, she also said we're going to have an early spring. We're 3 hours in, 1 hour to go. It's a Medicare Monday coming up in 7 minutes.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 9 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. A major storm continues to make a mess of much of California, with more dangerous conditions expected in Orange County and San Diego through at least tomorrow. 8 Southern California counties have been placed under a state of emergency with a risk of flooding and high winds. The National Weather Service calls Sunday one of the most dramatic weather days in recent memory. Nearly 600,000 customers were without power across the state at last check. Taylor Swift is making Grammys history with her 4th Album of the Year win for Midnights.
It makes me unbelievably blown away that it makes some people happy who voted for this award too. All I want to do is keep doing this. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to do what I love so much.
Celine Dion, who won the same honor nearly 3 decades ago, presented the biggest award of the night to Swift. The anti-hero singer surpassed Frank Sinatra, Stevie Wonder, and Paul Simon, who each won Album of the Year 3 times. Swift now has 14 Grammys. She also broke the internet with her surprise announcement during this ceremony, revealing that her brand new album, Tortured Poets Department, will drop April 19th. President Biden paid a visit to Nevada ahead of Tuesday's state primary. The president delivered remarks during a campaign event in North Las Vegas.
And you're the reason that Donald Trump is a former president. And you're the reason he'll make Donald Trump a loser again.
Biden won the state by less than 3% in 2020 against GOP presidential frontrunner, former President Donald Trump. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he will bring a long-awaited bipartisan border bill to the floor this week to secure the U.S.-Mexico border and provide aid to Ukraine. The bill comes with a price tag of roughly $118 billion. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve. valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffrey says House Republicans are following orders from former President Trump.
House Republicans at this point are wholly owned subsidiaries of Donald Trump.
Speaking on ABC's This Week, the New York congressman said extreme MAGA Republicans are putting Trump's interests ahead of those of the American people. He also criticized the same group of Republicans for saying an upcoming bipartisan Senate border deal is dead in the water without even knowing what's in the bill. House Speaker Mike Johnson denied Trump's influence on Congress during an appearance on NBC's Meet the Press on Sunday, saying Trump isn't calling the shots, I'm calling the shots. GOP presidential hopeful and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley says the deadly drone attack on the U.S. outpost in Jordan could have been prevented if President Biden hadn't gotten the U.S. back into the Iran deal.
By doing that, he lifted the sanctions. All the money flowed to all of the terrorist proxies around the region, and now we're paying the price of that.
Speaking on CNN's State of the Union, Haley also criticized the president for not responding to previous strikes against American soldiers since the start of the Israel-Hamas war and waiting until 3 service members were killed in the most recent strike. A Russian cosmonaut holds a new record for the most time in space, and as Scott Carr reports, his record is growing longer.
Oleg Kononenko's first space launch was in 2008. He broke the record for the most days spent in space early Sunday morning by logging more than 878 days in space. And before he gets back to Earth in September, he'll have logged more than 1,100 days. Kononenko tells Reuters he never suffered any loneliness during all his days at the International Space Station. With the accomplishment, the 59-year-old beats out the record held by his fellow cosmonaut, Gennady Padalka.
And the 2026 World Cup final is going to be held at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. FIFA made the announcement on Sunday with the final set for July 19th. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
So we should invite into the country, according to these squad members, people that are part of a terrorist organization. Well, God only knows with 10 million unvetted Joe Biden illegal immigrants how many people that have ties to terrorists are already in the country. I would argue it's a certainty, 100% certainty, that there are people on terror watch lists and people that are associated with terror groups that are already in the country. And what might they be thinking? Do they want a better life for their kids? Do they want to begin a new future in America? Have they changed their ways? Or maybe they're going to plot, plan, scheme the next attack against America on our homeland.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Doctors take Field of Greens for their own health. Here's Dr. Ryan Green to explain.
We're like you, too much fast food, not enough exercise. That's why I take Field of Greens. The fruits and vegetables in Field of Greens support my heart, lungs, kidneys, and metabolism for weight loss. And Field of Greens promises your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back.
Get 15% off with promo code RADIO at fieldofgreens.com. That's promo code RADIO at fieldofgreens.com. Product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Last place feeling in life is no place to be. Ready for a new way of living? The Isaiah House will put you first. Long-term and short-term residential treatment, outpatient treatment, medication-assisted treatment, transitional living, and job skills training. Isaiah House has the programs to the path of help, hope, and healing. End the hurting. Take the first step toward a happier, healthier you. Call the Isaiah House anytime, 24 hours a day.
This is Deanna Charles at your family-owned and operated H&R Block franchise in Danville. Do you need money now? At H&R Block, you could get up to $3,500 the same day you file your taxes with a no-interest, no-fee refund advance. Plus, with upfront pricing, you will know the tax prep fee before you begin. Give us a call at 859-236-3281, 236-3281, or stop by the office at 216 Bryn Avenue, and see for yourself why it's better with Block. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund.
Good morning to you. It's Monday. It's the 5th day of February. That's 020524. On your calendar, it's a Medicare Monday with Clark and Linda, and they're in studio coming up in 2 minutes. This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. A Danville police officer will have his funeral on Thursday. 43-year-old Aaron Sparks died late last week after a battle with cancer. He had been a Danville police officer for the last 8 years and was a veteran of the United States Army. Visitation for Sparks will be Thursday from 4 until the time of the service at 6 o'clock at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Preston Pruitt Spurlin Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Lincoln County Schools has named their new Director of Special Education. Julie Ball was named the new Director of Special Education by Lincoln County Schools. She has a career in public education since 1996, where she was the district teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing for Pulaski County. She also recently served as the Assistant Director of Exceptional Children and Early Childhood for the Marion County School System. Mercer County says they're looking into alternate ambulance services after concerns were raised about the privately owned ambulance service that the county has contracted services with. WLEX has the story, including an incident that happened in December about a call that came in from a nursing home about a man who was vomiting and needed medical help. The crew on shift, however, was never made aware of the call, resulting in a 40-minute delay in response. Now WLEX reports the county is working on a certificate of need, which would allow them to launch a county-owned ambulance service or a contract with someone else. If you're interested in helping out with abused and neglected children in Lincoln and Garrett counties, you can sign up for the next CASA volunteer training. CASA volunteers are matched with children in the court system, and each volunteer visits their children monthly, talks with adults in the child's life, and also writes reports for the judge, essentially advocating for the child's needs. The training session requires 30 hours and begins on March the 5th. You can apply online at casaoflexington.org/apply. Legislation to protect frontline medical staff in case a mistake in care is made was heard in the committee. Keith West has more details on House Bill 159.
House Bill 159 would give blanket protection to medical staff from criminal penalties should a mistake be made in the care of a patient, but civil liability would still be in play. The bill's sponsor, Representative Jason Nemus of Louisville, explains the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a 17-line bill. It is designed to effectively codify common law with regard to criminal liability only, not civil liability. If there's any mistakes made, any negligence occurs, there's still civil liability available here. What this would say is effectively if a nurse or another healthcare worker made a mistake, that they wouldn't be criminally liable.
Reporting from the state capitol in Frankfort, I'm Keith West.
House Bill 159 passed out of a committee and now heads to the full House for consideration. I'm Joe Mathis.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by
It's brought to you by our friends over at Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet in Harrisburg. They specialize in discount waterproof vinyl flooring, hardwood, tile, and carpet remnants. Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet in Harrisburg, 540 North College Street. Sunshine, a high of 54, low at 28. Tomorrow, 50 is your high. On Wednesday, it's 57. On Thursday, we are right at 60 as the high. Right now, it is 9:11, and it's 35 degrees. And we welcome onto the show on a Medicare Monday. It is Clark and Linda back in studio. Yeah, appreciate you all being on this morning. Let's make this segment official. If we can get Jim Parman on here to give us a quick message.
The following is a paid program.
There it is. Thank you for that, Jim. Clark and Linda, we're talking about once a month or so. We talk with you all early January. And here we are touching base again in early February. It's still open enrollment period for those people who may have picked a plan and now they realize this plan ain't what they want. So that's the first question, Clark, we're leading off with. How much time do people have left to change their plan? And then what do they need to do if they want to change their plan?
March 31st, to answer your question, if they are in an Advantage plan.
Okay. March 31st is the date. What if you are on a supplemental plan or supplement?
With the supplement, you can change it anytime throughout the year.
Okay. So there's no March 31st deadline?
No,
for that.
there's no deadline. The only thing, if you are on a supplement over the age of 65, you may have to health qualify for that different supplement.
What about drug plans?
You got to keep them as is unless you are supplemented by the federal government, what they call LIS, which is low income subsidy.
Okay.
But usually, I don't think I've ever changed a drug plan throughout the year, as long as I've been doing this.
Okay. How long have you been doing this?
Too long. No.
we need a first right now. We need somebody. Clark's never done it, so we need somebody to make this a first for Clark. Clark, what about for those people who have not received their medical and flex card yet? What about those people?
The best thing that I can advise you is reach out to your agent, broker, and or if you stayed on the same plan and you're expecting a new card, call the number on the back of your card. Member services to whatever carrier you're with that you've stayed with, and get that information, and they should be able to send one out. But if you don't have any resource for that, reach out to your agent and or broker.
Call your agent or broker, and in this case, if you don't have one or you make
you
the
call
decision
me.
yourself, call Clark. 502-471-1034 is his phone number, 502-471-1034. Clark, let's say someone signs up for a plan, and is there any chance that doctors and hospital networks can change during the year on someone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, a good indication of that was Humana last year, in September, how they dropped a hospital network. So, yeah, there are, and doctors can come off of network as well.
So what would happen then with someone if the open enrollment period is over, it's past March 31st, and then something major like that changes for them?
There's a couple things. You have to get some documentation about to state that, look, you want to stay with this doctor for as long as possible, whether that be 3 to 6 months. You get a document from that carrier. They send it over to the doctor, and they sign off on it. Say, yeah, we'll continue to see him for 3 to 6 months. And then they're either going to have to change plans at that time, and one they would accept, and or change doctors.
Okay. So if and when that happens, do they give that person some sort of time to? I mean, is it like, hey, at the end of this month this is happening, or do they just show up to the doctor one day or get a call and say, hey, sorry, we're not going to accept this plan anymore?
I've seen both venues where they have and they have not. Usually if it's just a doctor, the doctor's office should send out a letter. But I have seen it where the client says, well, we didn't receive anything. So you do the best you can to try to make it work.
What about the drug formulas? Do those change during the year?
No.
Okay.
Nope. They stay as is from year to year plan.
Same thing with pharmacy networks?
Pharmacy networks they usually stay the same as well. And because they're contracted on a term year. So, yeah.
Here's a question for you, Clark. For people who get prescription drugs, are there different prices of those drugs that they get at different pharmacies?
Ask Linda that question.
Okay. We turn the attention to Linda Pike, who, because Clark is here, she does not have to sing karaoke. So she's more comfortable answering questions about the drug network than she is singing karaoke. But now, Linda, tell us your...
Well, there's mail order.
Okay.
And a lot of times it's cheaper, but I have found there are some pharmacies here that it's cheaper than they are even. And if it's generic, you're going to pay $0.
Yeah.
If there's not a generic for a particular drug, then you will pay for that.
Okay.
But I know on my husband's and my plan, there's only one drug we pay for. Everything else is $0.
So Well, I was going to ask you, it sounds like you already got it figured out, but when you have a drug that you're looking for prices, do you call around different places?
Well, you can check your mail order to see what it is, or I have a particular pharmacy that I use, and it's always zero.
You can check on Medicare.gov too.
Yeah.
It'll tell you it'll tell you different prices for different pharmacies or whatever their price should be. And sometimes, but it's always best to double check with the pharmacy in making sure that Medicare and that pharmacy are on the same page.
Yes. So you're not hit with some cost you didn't know.
Right.
Because the price is different on the website based on what the pharmacy actually charges.
And it seems to me, if it's in a preferred pharmacy, whether that be a large retail pharmacy, sometimes the prices are lower than what they've stayed on Medicare.
Okay.
But you just got to double check. You got to do your homework.
502-471-1034. Doing your homework in this case would be like calling the teacher, right? Like you can do your homework. Or you can call the teacher for answers, and that teacher is Clark Ann.
That's right.
502-471-1034.
The tutor.
The tutor, yeah. The tutor's got the answers. I mean, come on. You can study or just call the tutor. 502-471-1034 is Clark's number. 502-471-1034. If you can't get in touch with Clark that way, you can call Linda, 859-516-2136. That's 859-516-2136. It's 9:19 in the morning. We'll step aside. We'll come back and finish up the conversation on a Medicare Monday with Clark. We're going to ask him what happens after March 31st. Are there any enrollment periods after March 31st? We'll ask Clark that question, and we'll let Clark think about the answer. He probably already knows, because he's the tutor.
He's the tutor.
Coming out right after this.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Hello, this is Robert Wagner, General Manager of Hometown Radio. We love our listeners, and we know times are tough, so we wanted to do something big, so you could save money on local businesses. After several meetings, we could see no other way, so we opened Big Deals online store, selling gift certificates to local businesses. The gift certificates are just like cash. You buy full retail value gift certificates at a big discount.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Supplies limited, so hurry over to our online store at hometownlive.net and click on the Big Deals logo. Some restrictions may apply. Spend a few minutes now and save big tomorrow. Join other Hometown Radio listeners who are already shopping and saving at Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
The Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for health care can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Thanks to people like you, our loyal customers, Burke's Bakery is now in its 5th generation of family-to-family baking, old-fashioned goodness, and hospitality.
We still make our donuts, pastries fresh every day. Pies, rolls, bread, salads, cakes, and pimento cheese made from scratch.
This is Joe Burke.
And this is Jody Burke.
Burke's Bakery Bakers. Bake it better and always will.
Old-fashioned goodness and hospitality. Burke's Bakery.
Main Street across from Constitution Square, Danville.
Fraud is on the rise, and scam artists use fear in their favor. Hi, I'm Adam Hopkins, security officer at Farmers National Bank. Messages saying you urgently need to do something, like share your private information, is a sign that it's a scam. Stay alert and be secure.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
9:23 in the morning, Medicare Monday. Clark and Linda in studio with us. And if you have any questions for Clark, he'd love to help you out. Any Medicare questions? 502-471-1034. That's 502-471-1034 is his number. Clark, do you stay pretty busy during open enrollment period?
Yes,
Okay.
we do. Linda and I answer a lot of questions, and if people are unhappy with their plan, we do go back out there and just do a review to make sure that they are in the right plan.
Okay.
If somebody's having issues with, as we stated, with their cards, trying to make sure that everything is the way it should be.
What's busier, annual enrollment or open enrollment?
Oh, very much annual enrollment.
Okay. And when does that start?
That starts October 15th to December 7th.
So this is like the off season for you.
Well, no, the off season.
This is spring training.
Yeah. You're
getting worked up. You're getting worked up
training.
in shape, ready for the big season.
Yep.
Which is
You're
annual.
always preparing for the next season.
Mhm.
You're always making sure. Now, obviously, we don't know what 2025 is going to transpire with plans and benefits and things of that nature. But it's always good to, stay in touch with your clients, making sure that, their needs are met.
Let's say, Clark, that someone's listening right now. They have never met you. They've never called you. They picked out a plan during an annual enrollment period. It's not working for them. Can they still call you?
Yeah, sure.
For guidance, for questions?
Sure they can.
Okay, so again, this isn't something where if you didn't meet with Clark during annual enrollment, you can't call him during open enrollment. No, if you have any questions, make sure you call. 502-471-1034 is that phone number. March 31st comes and goes, and then we look at April 1st. What happens for people after March 31st for enrollment periods?
It kind of gets a little tricky. There are what they call, in Advantage plans, there are 5-star plans.
Okay.
5-star plans you can change into a 5-star plan in the certain counties that those 5-star plans are in. If not, then sometimes there is what they call an SEP, a special election period, that clients may or may not qualify for.
Okay, how would someone qualify for that?
Maybe a chronic condition
that just popped up or something like that, or
like maybe somebody was diagnosed with they just had a heart attack.
Okay.
Or diagnosed with diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can consider changing their plan. The other thing is disaster areas, okay, like flood areas. So the state will allow an SEP to change your plan during that disaster time.
Okay, interesting. So it really kind of seems like strict guidelines for people who fall under the SEP.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's got to be certain specific things
Yep.
for someone to fall under that. And then after that, it's just back to the annual enrollment period.
Yep.
Right?
And it's prepping for that and making sure that they're in the right plan moving forward.
Let's say someone's turning 65, Clark, this year or next year. At what point do they need to sign up for an Advantage plan?
The window of opportunity there is 3 months before their birth month, and 3 months after. Now, depending on when they get their Medicare A and B, when they get their B, especially when it goes into effect, which would be their birth month. But when it shows up on their card, that's when you can sign them up.
So let's say I turned 65 in August of this year.
Okay.
I turned 35 in August of this year. But we're speeding up the aging process for the sake of this illustration.
30 years. We can't sign you up 30 years beforehand.
Clark, I'm going to call you. 30 years. Mark it down. In about March of 20... It's going to be March of 2054.
There you go.
I'm calling you, all right?
Call Linda.
We're still going to be doing this segment. But let's say I turn 65 August of this year, Clark. I would just call you, and what do I need to do at that point? Hey, Clark, I'm turning 65.
Well, I'm going to ask you some questions. First question I'm going to ask you, let me see your Medicare card.
Okay.
Making sure you have A and B. And usually, if 3 months beforehand, usually just have your A. Okay? And I'm going to say, look, have you applied for your B yet? And you'll either tell me yes or no. If you say yes.
For me, it'd be no.
Oh, yeah. So
I can see me being
sometimes
a no.
you'll get a letter
okay.
from Social Security stating your B is going to go into effect. And that's significant enough for me to say, okay, we can sign you up right now.
Okay.
Your plan's not going to go into effect until the first of your birth month, but we'll get it done.
How long does, Clark, a meeting with you take for someone who maybe has not at all looked at any of the plans? So they're sitting down with you, and you all just are blindly going over plans. How long would that meeting take?
On average, somewhere between 45 minutes to an hour at the initial meeting. And depending on how many medications they're on, depending on what their benefits need be, that's how, on average 45 minutes to an hour.
So basically, you're going to probably sit down with them and start asking questions. How many medications you're on? What are you on? What do you need? And based on that, you're able to narrow down, well, this plan's no good, but this one may be good, this one may be good. And then you start going over the plans that person would kind of fit that person.
Yep. And on meetings or appointments that Linda comes with me, is she's a very good advocate because she just shows, hey, I've been on this, and this is how this works. And she'll, as an example, she'll pull out her card and she'll say, look, this is how this works. This is the benefits that you get. And this has been very helpful for her. And it just eases that person's mind to say, hey, look, just try to do the best we can for that client.
502-471-1034 is the phone number. Again, just because you maybe didn't call Clark when you made the decision for your plan in the annual enrollment period doesn't mean you can't call him now. If you have any sort of question, give Clark a call. He'd love to sit down with you, talk to you, make sure that during this open enrollment period that if your plan's not working now, you get a plan that fits your lifestyle and what you need. Give him a call, 502-471-1034, or call Linda 859-516-2136. 859-516-2136. Clark and Linda, appreciate you all being on this morning on a Medicare Monday. Clark, real quick, Super Bowl Sunday, and Linda, Super Bowl Sunday. Who you got in Super Bowl Sunday? Clark, we'll start with you.
Lions. No. Probably Kansas City.
Got the Chiefs. What about you, Linda?
Honestly, I don't have
a choice. Are you a football fan?
I just watch it, but I don't
You
have
hope both teams have fun.
Yeah,
okay.
Right. And watch the halftime show.
That's what it's about. Yeah, if you're not a football fan or whatever, watch the halftime show, eat some good food.
Yeah.
Just enjoy being with people.
Absolutely.
There you go. Clark and Linda, appreciate you all being on.
Thank you, Joe.
9:30.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Senator Mitch McConnell is commenting on a long-awaited bipartisan deal to secure the U.S.-Mexico border and provide aid to Ukraine. The Senate Republican leader released a statement yesterday stating the Senate must carefully consider the opportunity in front of us and prepare to act. That's a direct quote. The full bill totals just under $120 billion, with roughly $20 billion going towards the border. It provides aid to Israel and Ukraine, as well as other foreign policy priorities. In the deal, asylum screenings would be raised, with the practice known as catch and release done away with. A man is dead following a shooting Sunday morning in Lexington. Police were called to Winchester Road. They found a man lying there in the parking lot. He's been identified as Chadrick Boone, rushed to the hospital where he later died. Police do not have a suspect. No injuries reported after a floating restaurant from New Richmond, Ohio, broke loose in the Ohio River. Emergency crews responded Saturday to rescue the floating structure. Skipper's River Cafe and Steamboat Marina had closed its doors recently ahead of a planned move to Maysville, Kentucky, about 50 miles down the river. Lexington native and country singer Chris Stapleton is a Grammy winner. Stapleton won Best Country Song and Best Country Solo Performance for White Horse. Stapleton was not there to pick up his Grammy. Co-writer Dan Wilson did. And college basketball over the weekend. 10th-ranked Kentucky falling to number 5 Tennessee at Rupp Arena. Final score 103-92. That's the Cats' second straight loss. Louisville getting its second conference win this season, beating Florida State at home. Final 101-92. And Western Kentucky was a big winner over Middle Tennessee State at home. Final score 88-65. I'm Sandy Collins.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
If you're feeling hopeless, alone, and broken, maybe empty inside, Chloe's Petals for Hope.
Chloe's Petals for Hope sponsors a survivor of suicide support group for adults the first Thursday of every month at the Boyle County Library Community Room from 6 to 7 p.m. Follow us on Facebook and look at our website, Chloe's Petals for Hope, for more information.
'Cause it's just around the corner, we'll find hope together. Chloe's Petals for
For help, call the crisis hotline 988.
Hi, this is Jenny at the Danville Nutrition Center. At the Nutrition Center, we strive to help our customers achieve optimal health. From our high-quality collagen proteins to our immune system support vitamins, we are here to help you and your family stay healthy all throughout the year. We provide locally raised, free-range meats, eggs, and fresh milk and organic produce boxes delivered weekly. Your locally owned Danville Nutrition Center is here to serve you. Visit us at 802 South 4th Street in Danville. Danville Nutrition Center, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Hi, this is Caraway and Adeline at Mattresses and More next door to Ace Hardware in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, come check us out. New merchandise arriving weekly and we sell off the floor. We offer layaway and 12-month famous cash with approved credit. Come see our Nana for the best deal in town. You'll be glad you did.
Thanks, girls. Aren't they so sweet? Yes, more than a mattress store. That's living room suits, dining room suits, or just a single recliner. Mattresses and More, Houstonville Road, Danville.
Planning a wedding? Paying for a wedding? Attending a wedding? Hi, this is Pim Fitzgerald Clark with Wedding Planning with Pim, inviting you to join us Monday through Friday after the 8:30 morning news on WHIR AM 1230. I'll give you sound wedding planning advice and money-saving tips, information you need, and you'll get it all right here at your favorite radio station, WHIR AM 1230.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for health care can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
And help to turn the mic up here. It's brought to you by our friends over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the auto owners insurance company. Call Mark or Chris. They'd love to give you a free quote. Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, 236-6686. Sunshine 54 and 28. Sunshine tomorrow 50 and sunshine Wednesday and 57. Right now it's 9:35 in the morning, and we got a little Jim Parman action to make this segment official right here.
The following is a paid program.
Told you. And we welcome onto the show Ben Grant.
Good morning.
Trying to get the camera shifted right to where he's not looking like he's Batman standing in the shadows.
That's right. I'm Batman.
I'm in the shadows.
That's right.
I hide in the shadows.
Right, I am what Danville needs me to be.
All right, Ben, what do we got going on with the gathering place today?
Well, we finally got some beautiful weather, so
yeah, awesome.
I can tell you this right now. I know our Adult Day Healthcare is going to take advantage of that and get outside and get some fresh air for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's business as usual with the seniors. We got a good group here this morning, and they're going to, I don't know what they've got planned for today because I haven't had a chance to look. I was a little busy, just rolled in kind of hot this morning and a little busy, but I know we're still kind of hovering around the same census on a daily basis as far as our seniors are concerned, and our home delivered meals on wheels, still cranking, man. We're still around 150.
Wow. So if you are a senior over the age of 60, a hot, fresh meal delivered to your door on a daily basis. If you qualify, there are qualifying parameters, right? People have to meet now?
Yes, and we had a meeting with all of our fellow providers in the ad district, and right now we are being told to limit the number of people that we add.
Okay.
Because there are concerns about whether or not it's all going to be predicated on whether some additional funding comes in. So right now the projection is we're going to skate just under that. Just under what we've been allotted. So, it is what it is. It's something that's completely out of our control. So at this point, if you do need a meal, still call us. because we still can add, but we may have to be a little more selective, and we may have to employ the use of a wait list.
Okay.
But that's still kind of up in the air, too. There's been no real definitive mandate. It's just something that we were made aware of that potentially could be coming down the pike. So we're going to play that. We're going to play that safe.
Hey, it's hard to believe that in 3 months the Brass Band Festival is going to be here.
That's right.
Because it's late. It starts May 31st this year or something.
Oh,
weird
does
like
it?
That. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Which is that goes into the first weekend in June. It's like May 30th, June 1st, or May 30th, 31st, and June 1st or something.
Yeah,
it
used to be right around the 1st of June.
Yeah, it seems like it's just earlier this year. So my question to you is there going to be another Great American Pancake Breakfast this year?
I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but you might want to get your syrup spoon ready.
Okay. I've got a special spoon that I eat syrup with.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we are going to do that again. We're just starting the planning on that. So need to get with everybody and make sure that our partners from last year are still on board, and we'll hopefully get that done. And just gosh, what is this? How many years will this be? 30
for the brass band?
Yeah.
Is it 34 or 35? I want to say it's 35 because I turned 35 this year, and I thought that it happened the year that I was born.
It's a lot.
They knew. They celebrated my birth with horns and trumpets and balloons.
What's really funny is my birthday's June 12th, right?
Yeah.
So when we were kids, it was always around the first weekend in June, and they moved it back towards the second weekend a number of years ago. So it was always around my birthday, and I told my niece Chloe, because there's the big banner that they put over Main Street right there on the corner of Main and 4th.
Mm-hmm.
It says GABBF, right? And I told my niece Chloe that it stood for Great American Ben's Birthday Festival. And of course, she was young at the time, and she bought it hook, line, and sinker. So obviously, I milked it. And she was just amazed that the town would throw a parade and this great big party for me just for my birthday. And I was like, I'm important people.
It looks like it's May 30th through June 1st this year, so it will come a little bit earlier than expected. And this is going to be its 34th year this year. So I was
34th.
You were more right than I was.
I think it would have been 35, but they had to take a COVID hiatus.
Well, they had it that COVID year, right? It was a one-day thing just on Main Street. And they had food trucks set up, and they had music. It was just that one Saturday. And I remember because that day I called a Danville baseball game in the state tournament. Danville beat Beechwood to move on to the Elite Eight of the state baseball tournament. And I came back home and went to the Brass Band Festival that day.
I remember when I was calling the baseball game.
Well, maybe 2020. No, I'm thinking 2021. So maybe it was canceled in 2020.
I want to say that it was. I can't keep it straight. I don't know what I had for breakfast, Joe.
I know what you're going to have for breakfast that Saturday at the Brass Band Festival.
Pancakes.
Yeah. Although the cat's not out of the bag yet.
I did have some Burke's Bakery donut holes this morning.
Oh, yeah. Today is a Burke's Bakery Monday. And in honor of Burke's Bakery Mondays, I always got to play the Burke's Bakery jingle on Mondays. Ben, if you don't mind, can you spare us 30 seconds?
I'll spare you 30 seconds.
Thanks to people like you, our loyal customers, Burke's Bakery is now in its 5th generation of family-to-family baking, old-fashioned goodness, and hospitality.
We still make our donuts, pastries fresh every day. Pies, rolls, bread, salads, cakes, and pimento cheese made from scratch.
This is Joe Burke.
And this is Jody Burke.
Burke's Bakery Bakers make it better and always will.
Goodness and hospitality.
Take it away, Joe.
Burke's Bakery.
They sell T-shirts.
At Burke's Bakery?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've been threatening to get one for years now. I need to just make good on that.
See, I'm not going into Burke's Bakery looking for the T-shirts. I'm in there business only. I mean business when I walk in.
That's right.
I got $10. Give me as many donuts as you can possibly fit in a box.
Kick in the door. I'm here for some donuts.
I'm back.
I'm
Everyone
back.
shudders in fear. Oh, my gosh. It's the man who ate 17 donuts.
Yeah, exactly.
So, so it's a Burke's Bakery Monday. What are we talking about? We're talking about pancakes.
Yeah, and we got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Other than that, we've got our daycare is just killing it.
Okay.
And we've got Man, it's just such a great group, and our participants are wonderful. Jared Hughes is now working with us. He's a registered nurse.
Okay.
And we were having a brief conversation about the NFL this morning, and he wanted me to say on air that if you want to get at Taylor Swift over the NFL, you got to go through him. He's a Swiftie.
Okay. I'm not like a Swiftie, but I don't care that they show her. I mean, I don't know Taylor Swift songs. I can maybe name like 3, but
I don't either.
She's famous, and she's at a game rooting for her boyfriend. It's not like she's asking for the cameras to be on her. She's just there existing.
Yeah.
Rooting for her boyfriend as if you probably would if your boyfriend or girlfriend were playing in some big game.
Right. I mean,
she just happens to be famous.
How many times did they show Giselle in the stadium when Tom Brady
was there?
Yeah.
Or Carrie Underwood or Jessica Simpson when Tony Romo was playing.
Yeah. So I think it's just a reason to make a mountain out of a molehill. But the cool thing about it is, now you've got especially young girls interested in watching football with their dads because they're bringing their worlds together.
Yeah.
So I mean, at a minimum, you've got a parent spending quality time with their child.
Yeah, my sister.
It's so bad.
My sister-in-law, which the whole family was down during November when my dad's retirement last Sunday as the pastor of First Baptist, and we were after the church service that Sunday. They were over at my house and. We were watching football, and my sister-in-law said, "Are the Chiefs playing?" I said, "Yeah, let me see." And we turned the game on. She said, "I wonder if they'll show Taylor in the audience." She said, "No, actually they won't because she's on tour in Brazil right now. She got a concert." And I'm like, "How do you
see?" But that's the thing. That's the thing. It's bringing a whole new audience. And I mean, you want to talk about marketing genius?
Oh, I think I saw that what Taylor Swift has brought marketing-wise to the Chiefs is like $330 million.
Well, and I mean, think about it. You've got somebody who is literally a billionaire who works her tail off and manages this empire that she's created. And I mean, is there something wrong with celebrating a strong, young, independent woman as a role model for our daughters?
Look,
no.
I'm all for celebrity fans. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they showed Eminem during the Lions game. They show Spike Lee pretty much every single Knicks game, or Jack Nicholson during every Lakers game.
Yeah.
It was cool. Actually, one time they showed Taylor, and they had her in slow-mo, like after Travis Kelce scored, and you could read her lips.
Yeah.
She's like, Travis. You could see her say Travis with her mouth. I was like, she's just like a normal fan like any of the rest of us.
Yeah.
So I'm all for, again, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan per se. Like I would not, if someone gave me free tickets, maybe I'd go to one of her concerts, but I'd probably sell them for the profit.
Yeah, well,
that's how big of a Taylor Swift fan I am, but I don't care.
It's kind of like it would be kind of like somebody handing you Michael Jackson tickets. I mean, even if you weren't a Michael Jackson fan,
it's almost like go because the opportunity will probably never present itself ever again.
Yeah, like if Robert Plant and Jimmy Page got together for one night only, and they were going to do nothing but Zeppelin tunes,
you're going.
I'm there.
Yeah,
I'm there.
Ben Garant with a Gathering Place. Ben, do you all have any like Super Bowl festivities at a Gathering Place this week? Of course, it's on a Sunday. The game is, so not getting together for that. But
I'm not really sure. I've been kind of covered up with paperwork the last week. I know the daycare staff has been just buzzing around like a beehive back there, and they're always up to something. They're always coming up with something creative. So I imagine that there will be some Super Bowl related activities, and I don't know, maybe Friday we'll do something special for lunch. I need to talk with my guys about that, and if the weather cooperates, perhaps we could grill out or do something kind of fun and festive. It's been a while since we've done that.
Yeah, you've been known to bring your Blackstone to a Gathering
We
Place.
actually have a Blackstone at the center.
Okay,
now.
you don't even need to bring one.
Yeah.
You've been known to dice up some onions on that Blackstone.
Yeah.
Or whatever else you're cooking. You're cooking more than grilled onions on the Blackstone.
No, it's just it. It's always serve them just onions. What's for lunch today?
Ben's known for serving a plate of onions to everybody.
Yeah.
I love those. All right, it's 9:47 in the morning. We got a true-false quiz for you, Ben.
Okay.
Now, last week we actually had, was it last week you were on? Yeah, last week.
Yeah, you didn't put the score on the board.
I forgot to. Last week we actually had like a theme to the true-false quiz, and that's because we had the AI sidekick Winston who was helping us out.
Winston,
and we have that again. Let's see, today.
What was the score last week? I think I missed one.
Yeah. So you're perfect now.
Yeah.
You're like 11 for 11, I think.
Yeah,
because
that's
you started
right.
off 6 for 5.
Yeah.
So today's National Weatherman's Day, or Weather Person's Day. Those people who forecast the weather for us.
I'm not sure I like this.
So we have some questions for you, Ben, from our AI sidekick Winston, who's going to give us a couple of questions. Then we're going to just go off the board and do random questions as well.
I think we need to institute a bonus question. You know, like what was it called? An extra credit question. Not every time, but maybe once a month, maybe an extra credit question, or
so it doesn't count against you, but if you get it right, it counts for you.
Yeah, or if I can come up with some kind of interesting fact about one of the questions that you did not know, perhaps that's a chance to earn a point.
We can do an extra credit question once a month. We'll do that on like the last Monday of the month or something like that.
What about the useless knowledge, though? Like if I can...
No, you'd get a bonus for that every week.
It would only be valid one day.
It has to be about the actual topic?
Yes.
Okay. We'll do that the last Monday of the month. So
Okay.
that will be February 26th.
All right.
You'll be in. Remind me of that, too, because I'm liable to forget.
Yeah, we need to write that on the calendar.
February 26th will be the extra credit question day, where Ben, if he has any sort of random knowledge about whatever Winston the sidekick has for us, he'll get an extra credit bonus.
Or there's just a question.
Or if you don't, just a question.
Yeah, there you go.
It's 9:49 in the morning. True False is coming up next.
Lee's Famous Recipe of Danville is honored to have served this community since 1972. They're excited to announce they are offering even more $5.99 lunch specials. Choose from Lee's 2-piece breast strip, 2-piece dark chicken, chicken slider, or a barbecue chicken sandwich. All specials come with a side of your choice, along with a regular drink and an apple pie or cookie. Wednesday's Customer Appreciation Day. Come on in and ask for the Wednesday special. 3 pieces of Famous Crispy or strips, 2 sides of your choice. Hot Homestyle Buttermilk Biscuit, all $1 off the regular price. Don't feel like cooking tonight? Try one of their family meals. They come in options of 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece selections with your choice of sides. They specialize in catering, so if you need to cater a wedding, office party, funeral, birthday party, or any other special event, call them at 859-236-8777, 236-8777 for a free quote. Let them do all the work for you. They're located at 610 South 4th Street. Drive through or come on in. Lee's Famous Recipe, serving the best chicken in Danville for over 40 years.
Free Tan Week is here at Suntan City. This week only, everyone gets free tans.
When you have a big game coming up, there's plenty to look forward to. Tailgate parties, good times with friends, cheering on your team. So what's the best game plan for looking your best? Stop by Suntan City to score your free tan and get ready to glow like an MVP through all the action.
Hurry in. Free Tan Week is only for a limited time. Visit a salon today.
Let yourself shine at Suntan City.
ADA Heating and Air. ADA is on the way. Large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Since 1984. ADA. Always on time with our professional team when we show up at your door. ADA. Residential and commercial, day or night. ADAHeatingandAir.com does it right. ADA Heating and Air. ADA is on the way.
The Hometown Radio Network sports broadcast schedule brought to you by Monticello Bank. High school basketball Tuesday night, a girl-boy doubleheader from Boyle County. It's the crosstown rivalry as the Rebels host the Admirals. Girls game tips off at 6. The boys game follows. We'll have it on 103.9 FM WHIR. Mercer County girls host West Jasmine. 7:30 tip-off Tuesday night on 99.5 FM WHBN. And UK is at Vanderbilt Tuesday night. 8:30 tip-off, 7 o'clock pregame on Z105.
The new Antioch Christian Church, located on Buckeye Road in Lancaster, is seeking a youth minister part-time on weekends. Pay is $250 per weekend. For more information, call Pastor Van McCord at 859-792-3085.
We love NASCAR. Catch the races here on WHIR AM 1230.
All right, 9:52 in the morning. Let's get a little true-false quiz action here for you today. Ben is 11 for 11 this year on true-false quiz questions. Here we go. True or false?
Yeah, I was unable to comment because he had my mic cut off.
No, sorry. You can comment now. Post,
I did
post dance.
I did like being played into some swinging.
John Anderson?
Yeah.
Just a swinging. All right, here we go, Ben. True, false quiz for you.
I believe brother was in the kitchen eating chocolate pie.
Mm-hmm.
And Mama was...
Daddy was in the front yard.
Brother was on the front porch eating chocolate pie, maybe. And then Mama was in the kitchen cutting chicken up to fry.
Daddy was doing something with a garden hose.
He was rolling up a garden hose.
Rolling up a garden hose. What was... Daddy was doing something with that garden hose. I don't know what that was.
Right. Watering his plants, probably.
Here we go, Ben. True or false?
All right, here we go.
We're starting off with Winston's questions.
Hello, Winston.
Our AI sidekick. So let me get the sound effects.
I feel like he's got an English accent.
True or false? Weatherman's Day, so Weatherman questions.
Weather Person's Day.
Weather Person's Day, yeah. Sorry.
Bigot.
That's just like you just say weatherman.
I know.
You don't say fire person. It's a fireman.
Or firefighter.
But what about policeman?
Officer.
What about radio man?
Personality. I can go all day.
There's a gender neutral thing.
I can go all day.
All right. It's Weather Person's Day. It even says that here. Question number 1. What instrument is commonly used by weather persons to measure air pressure, which is crucial for forecasting weather changes?
Barometer.
You going barometer? Absolutely. Correct!
Sorry, that was a true-false question, but I guess it was multiple choice.
It's supposed to be multiple choice, but you got it beforehand.
Barometer.
Question number 2. On television, what technology do weather persons often use to present the weather forecast?
Green screen.
Which allows them to point at maps and graphics that aren't actually behind them. You go green screen. Absolutely correct. Ben, you're 2 for 2. Question number 3.
Number 3.
Which of the following atmospheric phenomena are weather persons particularly concerned with when issuing severe weather warnings? A, trade winds. B, solar flares. C, El Nino and La Nina. And D, aurora borealis.
Aurora borealis, that's the northern lights. C.
So it's not the northern lights?
Not the northern lights, nor is it solar flares.
All right, you're going C?
Yes.
That is absolutely correct. You are 3 for 3, Ben.
Did you ever see the Chris Farley sketch where he was El Nino?
No.
Oh, my gosh. So funny.
You're 3 for 3. Question number 4. True or false? Snails can sleep for up to a year at a time.
True.
True or false? That's false. Although this is a really trick question. You have to listen to the wording of the question. They can sleep up to a year at a time is false, because they can sleep longer than a year. They can sleep up to 3 years at a time.
So then by default, it's true if they can sleep up to a year.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to throw that question
I'm throwing that out because that is true.
That's
if you can
poorly
sleep
written.
up to 3 years, then you can also sleep up to a year.
Yeah.
If you want to. You can wake up after a year if you want.
Up to 10 minutes. But I mean, just because you can.
That's not a well-written question.
Yeah,
You've convinced the jury to side in your favor. The council has met and agreed that we will throw the question out.
Okay.
Question number 4.
I think that's fair.
The longest time between twins being born is 87 days. True.
That's true.
Or false?
I know it's a lengthy period. I'm not sure 87 is the number, but it was several. I mean, I know it was more than a month, and I want to say it was close to 3 months. So I think that's true.
Absolutely correct. Maria Jones Elliott went into labor 4 months early in 2013.
Yeah, had a preemie and then had a full
gave
term.
birth to her daughter Amy, but it was 3 more months until her twin sister Katie was born.
That's wild.
That is insane. And they're twins, and they're 87 days apart. The previous record, by the way, was 84 days, so she beat that by 3 days.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
You're 4 for 4. Question number 5. A group of frogs is called a hop. True or false? So like the school of fish.
Oh, no, it's called something. But
pride of lions. Is it called a hop? A hop of frogs?
I don't think it's a hop. I'm going to say false.
That is absolutely Wait a minute. That is absolutely correct. It's false, which means it's true for you. The official term for a group of frogs is not a hop. It's an army.
That's right. Yeah.
Army of frogs.
Army of frogs, murderer crows.
You are now been 5 for 5.
Yeah, look at that.
Question number 6.
Number 6.
Here we go. New Zealand. Ever been there?
No, it's really far.
Also known as the land of the long white cloud.
Mm-hmm.
True or false?
That'd be a weird thing to ask if it weren't true.
There could be another country, though, named that. They just put New Zealand in the blank.
I'm going to say it's true.
You're going true. That is absolutely correct. Yes, Ben. It's known as the land of the long white cloud. Question number 7.
Does it say why?
No.
Okay.
Just says it is known as
Fair enough. No explanation.
Octopuses. Is that how you say that? Shouldn't it be octopi?
You know, I've had that debate with friends before, believe it or not, and technically it is octopuses.
Well, it's got it spelled octopuses, so we're calling them octopuses.
I have a friend whose last name is Fagenbush, and I refer to his family as the Fagenby.
Octopuses have 3 hearts. True.
Yeah, I think that's true.
You're going true. You're 5 for 5 right now. You're 6 for 6
Look
now,
at that.
Ben. Let's see if we can get you one more in here. The oldest known grapevine is in the country of Slovenia.
True.
True or false? How about, is that 7? 6?
7
That's
for
7
7.
for 7. That makes you 18 for 18 this year, Ben.
Look at that.
Wow, what a start.
On a heater.
To this 2024 calendar year.
He's on a heater.
The AI questions are a little too easy. I knew all 3 of those, too, and I had the answers in front of me.
Hey, well, you know.
You were clamoring for easier questions last year. You're getting them now, and you're 18 for 18. We had to dumb it down a little bit, but you're 18
Oh,
for
come on.
18.
You're the one picking the questions.
This may have an asterisk beside this by the time this year's done.
I'm not afraid of a tough question.
10 o'clock in the morning's coming, which means Kentucky Sports Radio is
coming up next.
Coming up next. Ben, we'll talk to you again next Monday.
All righty.